Alrighty, and hello and everybody, welcome to our Wednesday stream of Starfleet Command over on Powers Plus Mod. We will be returning, of course, to our Interstellar stream campaign, returning once again to the IC. Wow, there's a lot more people in chat than I'm kind of used to. Hello, let's see, we've got Raider, Laurendell, Neutrino, haven't seen you in a while, man. Rimmer, did I say Rimmer already? And yeah, wow, welcome everybody to the stream, all eating our dinners here, it would seem. Very nice. Welcome to everybody. All right, and we've also got Matthew. Let's get in on things then right away, and we'll return to our Interstellar stream campaign. So clearly I've been doing it wrong this whole time. All I needed to do was actually start an ISE campaign once again, and we'd be in the golden. So, let's get ourselves fully checked out, make sure that we're in a good spot. We are in a frigate, so we really don't want to buy anything if we don't have to. Luckily, we still have supplies for stuff. So let's set out and get things going. Start out with a nice little MET-10 patrol, something relaxing, easy, although relaxing does not exactly go with early plasma battles. When you're in a frigate and they're in a frigate and you both got a weapon that can, quite frankly, butcher your entire ship in one-ish salvo, that's a pretty rough thing to have to deal with. Time to dodge exploding consoles. Yes, indeed. Prepare yourselves to leap out of the way. And also, whoever needs to refill the rock buckets, we need to make sure that they're available for when things actually hit the fan. You've caught your crew on the mess deck. Yes, indeed. At least two people who are eating dinner at the moment, which is, it's nice to know that I can provide a nice, calm, easy dinner entertainment. Kind of reminds me of all those shows from like the 70s and the 80s where the whole family's sitting down eating dinner and they like wheel the TV on over so they can watch it while they do it. Alright, so let's go see exactly... Oh, we've got a target already. It is way off in the distance, and you are a Gorn vessel, as they often are. Have we figured out who we're actually going to be facing in this campaign? Because I don't think I've actually remembered who we're actually trying to take on down. I'd prefer not the Klingons, because they're quite a bit of a travel, although I think it was the Lyrans that were starting to gain a little bit of traction last time, and that is also quite a little bit of a travel. Well, your Loadmaster doesn't do much besides make sure that you all have supplies. Well, we need supplies. That is a very important thing on the ship. And makes orders for new ships to command. Entertain me. I shall do my very best. We'll see if the ISC vessels can actually manage to entertain Laurendell properly. For all, he does need to eat and enjoy our own personal Caligula. So let's get ourselves up to as much speed as possible, because after all, we are in a frigate, and at the end of the day, your frigates need to be moving as quickly as completely possible to avoid other plasma torpedoes. We kind of, did we remember the deck type? Maybe. We're going to have to double check the holds on that one, because we might be running low. Let's go check. Yeah, we've only got, 5 pieces of duct tape at this point, so that could be a bit of a problem. Alright, so what, according to the fleet screen, are you? We're talking about a DD, so I believe for Gorn DDs, we're dealing with a single G-type plasma torpedo and like 3 or 4 phaser ones. It wasn't all that impressive last time I remember thinking about it. Yep, single G, 3 phaser ones. That's pretty sad, actually. Haha. Alright, fire plasma torpedo. Oh, he did the exact same thing to me. That's not fair. The difference is I was prepared for his shot and he was not prepared for mine. So we're going to let him go all the way around us. Unfortunately, he's in the absolute worst spot that any vessel can be for an ISE ship, and that is behind us, because we have no weapons that shoot backwards, which I feel is a little bit of an oversight here, because it's kind of an important location with which to defend yourself when you're an especially unmaneuverable ship. Alright, let's get a little bit more pressure on. So we have hurt him, we have opened him up, and we've hit him with 4 phaser ones at the same time. So he's not having a great day. Unfortunately, we did have to use our Wild Weasel shuttle. I got a little bit too close, and that is unfortunate. We're just going to slow down here and basically just tank all of those shots against our shields, because I anticipate we can handle it. Maybe not quite. We'll take about 10 damage per phaser one shot, so that's a little bit more than we otherwise could normally take. He is starting to enhance his speed, though, so we're going to have to make sure that we keep right on up with this one, because I don't want to allow him to... Oh, that's clever, actually. That's not clever, that's just basic tactics, actually. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about it. More phasers. Yes, more phasers will help. Actually, they won't, because phasers cannot stop him from being able to dump mines out of shuttle bay, which is a bit odd. You'd imagine that if you knocked out the shuttle bay, that would form some sort of protection, but that is not the case. Okay, that's extra double plus bad. So let's get repel beams going on right now, because I don't want to be held on by him, because he is about to get very angry weapon systems facing towards me that I really don't want to have to deal with. And that's also irritating. Are you going to try and push me into it? He did, but it didn't work. His timing was off on that one. He didn't properly shove us into the wall. Out of that, our repel beam charged up enough to actually get in on the conflict down there. A little bit more phaser fire, starting to hurt him. We've knocked out that phaser one again. So he's having trouble maintaining a fully fledged and set up phaser setup. We're going to increase our speed a little bit more. How much power do I have? 1.2 points of power is not terrible. He anchored without plasma. Yeah, they do that a lot. They're not exactly the most brilliant combat commanders you've ever met. They have a couple of holes in their education. Oh, we're fighting the Dracora. Of course we are. And actually, I think our repel beam was right. Yeah, we're just sitting with a repel beam on. So every time he tries that, it does not work. Oh, that was free damage right on in there. Phaser ones. Finish him off? Not quite. So one of our plasma torpedoes isn't ready. He still has that phaser, or that plasma G for a very short period of time before it dissipates. So we're going to pull on away, make sure that it doesn't get an opportunity to actually use it against us. And we'll zip on iron. That's because we have the repel beam going. It's currently set up and draining power. But we are actually going to shut that off now, so we don't have to worry about it. So our plasma torpedo's not yet ready. I do think that G-type plasma torpedo's probably gone away by now. So we just need one more striking blow with this quad phaser 1 setup, and we might actually kill him with that. He's not really sitting in a very good position anymore. We've managed to knock out most of his secondary systems. I can only imagine most of his armor is gone. Oh yes. There you have it. ISC frigate is superior to Gorn destroyer. Very nicely set up. So the ISC frigate from the front actually has some of the most powerful setup of any starting frigate in this game. I've started making my frigate video, by the way. Starting to run through the tests that need doing. And the ISC frigate, as long as you can keep the enemy in front of you, you have just ridiculous amounts of firepower at your disposal. 4 phaser 1s is a lot for any frigate level, and 2 plasma torpedoes to go alongside with that. That's crazy. The amount of damage you dish out with that thing is huge, but then there's your glaring weakness in the fact that not a single one of your weapons shoots backwards, but your arcs and your firepower forwards are just so very good. This ship is actually doing very well in my testing so far. So the one that's been doing the worst is actually the Merak ship. So the Merak are probably going to be down at number 8 on that list, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to overcome that, unfortunately. Most of the strategy that we're going through, because the test for the video is a early start, very beginning first ship. So I went through and I basically just took everybody's first ship and then I started throwing them into skirmish. It's usually 3 phaser 1s and 2 phaser 3s, right? That's for the Federation one. Although it depends based on whichever faction it is. They tend to have 1 to 2 heavy weapons and then a host of phaser 1s or 2s with some phaser 3s. So the quad phaser 1 mount is actually a little bit out of place, considering how much firepower that it actually brings to the table. But it's the 2 plasma torpedoes and the quads that all shoot forward, meaning you can just hit everybody with everything. The Federation frigate does pretty good too. The problem that has is that if you get in close with the Federation frigate, you're kind of limited into what you can do, because the photon torpedo just is nowhere near on that level, unfortunately. It fails big time to a lot of the plasma torpedo ships. If you can play at long range, though, I mean, you've got something that just butchers everybody, because the simple fact of the matter is you can actually maintain a fairly decent amount of speed with just working your photon torpedoes, or even just setting down to 1, because you have so little power to charge that 4 points of damage on a frigate, even with reinforcement, is just terrifying in the amount of damage that you can actually do. So the Federation frigate's currently up there, the ISC frigate is very high up there, and the Romulan frigate are also high up there. The Gorn have been doing okay. You also have no phaser 3s. Yeah, but it's 2 phaser 3s versus 1 phaser 1 is basically the trade-off here. So the 1 phaser 1 gives me more flexibility and actually does deal more damage. So it's a very, very nice weapon system. So you actually can do more damage. But yeah, right now the Merak are at the bottom. The Lyrans are not doing great. Well, actually, no, that's not true. The Lyrans did pretty decently against the Merak. I haven't done much Lyran testing as of yet. We're working on it. We work our way through them systematically, and the Lyrans are generally last because I do not like them. Okay, a pair of missiles on towards us, and we can follow up with 2 of these. And did I not penetrate your shields on that first shot? How did he not lose that shield? Because he only took 12 damage, and I fired 2 plasma torpedoes at him. I can't imagine how that didn't work, but apparently it didn't. So we can get a couple more shots in with our phasers on this one. Yeah, the reason is Cloak. I mean, Cloak is just stupid good. Snipes they're terrible, but they have a cloaking device on them, which means that the damage that they take is almost nothing. So, you hit his right shield? Yeah, but I fired 2 plasma torpedoes into it. That's 40 damage. He took 12 of it? You're trying to tell me that he had 38 points of defense? Oh wow, I had just enough of that. You're trying to tell me that he had 28 points of defense on that one? I don't quite think so. So as we'll pull away, and we'll just get some distance here. We can't play close to him because he's got the missile advantage. Although that is one of the things that ironically makes the Merak frigate so terrible, is it's only 2 missiles, and they're slow missiles at that, so they're easy to run away from. You can try and hope for a quick scatter pack, and if the AI comes right towards you, you can deal a lot of damage. But in general, the AI is not completely brain dead, but just mostly. A little bit more damage on. The Brigand is actually... the triple phaser mount here is actually not terrible, because I believe that's a 360-degree mount, which is pretty powerful. How's the Klingon F4 doing? I thought it was an F5 that the Klingons have. I'm gonna have to double check. Yeah, the loss of plasma in the transmission or his starboard shield was stronger than I think. I'm not sure what happened to that plasma, but it disappeared. The Klingon F5. Klingon F5s are super maneuverable. Like, they will outturn everybody, which is really fun, which in frigate battles can be really strong because, while not every frigate is an ISC one, which has no defense in the back, every single frigate does have a weakness towards the back. That's just common for all ships, and when you're working at close range, the disruptors constantly firing are actually fairly decent. That's coming out to be sort of middle-high of the pack at the moment, but that's going to require a lot more testing once I get more comfortable with my close-in frigate battles. Because a lot of it also is, I'm not super used to frigate fights. I do, what, maybe 2-3 episodes worth of before I get out into a heavy cruiser and I just run from frigates for the rest of the time. So you gotta get used to it. I can't remember, the Romulan E5 refit is amazing. Yes it is. It was remembering wrong. There's a lot of ships that have names and numbers on them. The E is the bird of prey? Yeah, the E is the gunboat series for the Klingons. So the E3Y, I believe, is the bird of prey. Yep. And the F5, I believe, is the one that you start with. We're not really charging a plasma torpedo at this point, so let's just shut one off so I have free power, because it's a lot more useful at this moment. Also, we can come up and do... Surprise! We didn't get through your shields. I'm confused. Why am I not doing anything to this guy? It feels very weird. I did pump... No, I must have been just really unlucky. Phasers are like that. The Romulan refit with the 2 G-torps on a Klingon ship is an F5 refit. Yep. E4, F5. The Romulan E5 refit. Close enough. Oh, they'll get it. But yeah, the Romulans do well because of cloaking device. And its cloaking device is amazing. I mean, you get to defend yourself for almost nothing on that. I mean, it's the reason why the King Condor made the top. It's probably not going to be enough to make it so that the Romulan frigate is up top, but I've only done the 1 through everything, and then I've been concentrating. I started with my beloved Marak, and the beloved Marak have not been proving themselves to be amazing. Just like how the E6 can usually outbattle an F5K. I'll have to look into that. Because right now we're just doing the starting frigates that come with the stock game. We haven't done any sort of craziness of like every single frigate available to you. You are being far too clever, and I don't like the fact that you've basically suckered a serious amount of my firepower. Okay, he's got to be reinforcing that. But basically you're just making my life a pain. Okay, in that case, I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to get some distance from you until I can actually kill you. The E6 is on the bird of prey hull. Is there an E6 gunboat? I know they go up to E4s. And the E3s are the really tiny ones that generally are super pathetic. Let's just get some distance on this one, and we'll come back in and we'll re-engage once we have both of our plasma torpedoes ready, because I'm kind of sick of wasting away my phaser fire on his shield that does not appear to be penetrating. I'd like to get my big plasma torpedoes back. They're fun. E6 to F5K is the difference between an FFB and a DDG. The DDG isn't terrible. The DDG is actually the best of the DDs. He had 1 point of attack shift on the last phaser strike. I didn't think it proved to be that significant, though. Alright, now let's go take him down. He does not have the same sort of plasma alpha that we have, although we seriously probably should move away from Gorn space just because of the amount of pain that that's giving us. Hi, have that. It's your own personal birthday gift. Smartest maneuver was to directly pull away. Unfortunately, he didn't get far enough away. You're dead. Oh, you're not dead. Why do you gotta make me a liar? That's what happens. Alrighty, so we've got that all taken care of. And we should be at above 2,000, I believe. We need to save it to like almost 3,000 though, because, you know, plasma races tend to get very expensive once you start moving up the ranks. Although the Gorn one was, what, 19? Alright, 21,000. Let's pop back home, say hi. Shipyard, what do we got? Oh, 19 is an early command cruiser. Oh, so actually we are already in command cruiser range. Okay. That's very nice. Have the more modern command cruisers come out? Got a Star Cruiser, which is triple plasma G. I'm not a huge fan of it. This is quad plasma, but only 2 Gs. What I would want, obviously, is a full-on command cruiser, because that's the first one with a PPD, and I like PPDs. Yeah, there are a lot. We're probably going to get the CAW because it's the upgraded version, just with the additional phaser defenses. It's really the best. Oh, it's 2006? Yeah, they're both CAWs. Alright, we're going to buy it. We're in heavy cruiser range. The Prosecutor. And thank you very much, Warder, for all your help. You were super useful. You are now gone. Alright, so we're going to be in the Prosecutor for a little while. Nah, PPDs aren't out yet. Yeah, they're middle era, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that more time had passed. Which is ironic, because normally I'm like, I hope that no time has passed so I can enjoy this era. But PPDs are the funnest thing about the ISC. Like, let me take a weapon that will just systematically annihilate you from so very many angles and just sort of mess with you the entire way through. Yes, we're about to go broke for this, but that's okay. I anticipate being in this vessel quite some time. With any luck, anyway. Could have taken the early command cruiser for the quad plasma torpedo, but I'll take the slightly more modern one because I think we may actually have better power control on this one. Early ships tend to have really terrible power. Alrighty, let's see how fast this thing can actually get to... Oh, mission closing. Okay, mission successful already. Didn't have to do anything. Yep, a brand new cruiser raider. And this one should be more proper to your name. Alright, so that accomplished basically nothing. Pop over here. Enigma. Yeah, we can take Enigma. Enigma is nice and safe. It's the sort of mission that you can go on and just survive yourself. Holy phaser ones. Ah, yes, we have 8 of them. 8 phaser 1s, 6 phaser 3s, 3 plasma Gs. It's a wonderful combination. Does most CAs have 6 main phaser? Most stock ones do, yes, early ones, but this is a first level refit though. And the first level refit generally does give you 2 more phaser 1s or a brace of phaser 3s. I'm thinking specifically the CAR refit, which I do believe gives you an additional 2 phaser 3s. Or 2 phaser 1s, but I might be wrong on that. And then the NCC will come out with that quad phaser 1 mount right above the shuttle bay, which is just insane. Alright, we'll get ourselves up to speed. But your shields are like a battlecruiser. Yes, they are. They're actually really nice. What do we got out here? We got an enemy heavy cruiser. Let me guess, a command cruiser? It is a command cruiser. Of course, it's the Fang. Let's go check out to see what there is to steal. Shuttle bay, or not shuttle bay, transporter room. Oh, there is dilithium. Okay. We're actually capable of doing a speed of about 16. That's really good if we ever run into the Marak, which, hey, guess what? We're going to have to get through the Marak to get to the Lyrans on this one. So, speed of 16 works out quite nicely. We will take the moment to convert our shuttle into a Whittled Weasel. And we'll also give ourselves just an additional sort of fair weather defense on that one. Alright. All the power you've got, please, so I can just dive on top of this. Oh, forgot. We're not reinforcing the shield yet. So let's go do that to make sure that we're actually protecting ourselves properly. My only dislike of this ship is the fact that it's 3 plasma Gs, which means I can't envelop the torpedoes. So it's a little bit irritating. Oh yeah, the omnidirectional phaser 1 quad mount. Yep. That thing on that command cruiser is just so very good. It's almost as good as the quad phaser G mount on the Federation heavy carriers. That thing is just an absolute nightmare-producing machine. Alright, install the dilithium. On to you. We're going to try and go for a tractor bump. We're going to do this like we did it way back when we were defeating the Wolfpack. We're going to set ourselves up to tractor him with 1, and then... Oh, wait, no, we're the only ones here. Plasma Gs can't envelop, I didn't think. Can they? Seriously? Haha, you didn't hit me. Slow down. Grabbed. Oh, that's just so beautiful. Oh, we didn't do the phaser once. There we go. Okay, now it was beautiful. So I want to take a moment to point out the fact that had the ISC had the ability to bring us fleet on board for their battleship video, things would have been very different. Because they can just do crazy things with all their stuff. Let's get all of our phasers selected on this one, so I actually have everything selected, and the plasma Gs. Alright, let's check the enveloping mode. Huh, they can! Holy crap. Only plasma Fs couldn't? I thought plasma Fs and Gs couldn't, because they were 20 damage. Alright, that works. Alright, we'll envelop the torpedoes, so we can go kill somebody quite nicely. We've already done a fairly decent amount of damage to them. It's probably a waste to actually envelop the plasma torpedoes, but it does amuse me to a certain extent. I would like to get some plasma S torpedoes, though, because they just feel so much more solid. Alright, we're gonna basically chase you a little bit. I'm really surprised, actually, that you're not going more in against him. To be fair, the Wolfpack also did fail against basic dreadnoughts doing fleet formation. Where you select the specific targets. Wait, what? I thought the Wolfpack So the Wolfpack has failed so far against the Federation battleship. It has failed against the heavy bombardment cruiser for the Merak. I think it failed against the super battleship, and it failed first actually against the ISC using 2 heavy cruisers and a dreadnought. And we had one of the heavy cruisers just grab onto him, and then we just flooded him with plasma torpedo fire. That's how I remember it going down anyway. Okay, we have all kinds of power. Let's use it. Let's also charge up another one of these to make sure that he can't actually get away from it. We're going to basically rip away all of his shields, and there's nothing he can do about it, and he knows it. Yes, fleet tactics. Now, if only the AI actually, like, understood fleet tactics and I could set up things a little bit more complicated, it's one of the times when I would kind of, like, sort of the deadlock treatment, I suppose. Alright, me and you and all my plasma torpedoes. And then the phasers. That didn't quite do as much as I had hoped, but sort of what I was expecting. We knocked out his shuttle bay. Lovely. Plasma torpedoes normal mode. Nah, keep them enveloping. They just do more damage that way. I forgot it was 2 heavies and not 3 dreads. Yep, 2 heavy cruisers. Which looked absolutely beautiful, by the way, when it was happening. And it also taught us a little bit more about the fleet screen that we never used. Hey, if you set it up to, what is it? No, this mode. This mode, they will actually try and grab on to whoever you tell them to. Which worked out amazingly. An absolute beautiful setup. I was very much a fan of. Okay, long-range plasma torpedo shot. Accelerate to attack speed. Well, accelerate to running speed, actually. So, let's see if I can't get away. And also reinforce all shields aft. How many phasers actually shoot backwards on this? A fairly decent number, actually. That's pretty good. And the shields are okay. Nice. Reinforce and slow down. He still has a single plasma torpedo left to go. Yeah. Yeah, what? Did I hear ramming speed? Running speed. Fleeing speed. Do the ISC actually ram? I'm fairly certain the only people who actually ram in this game are the Lyrans. They don't do it particularly well. And you can tell Tara said that. I don't understand how the Lyrans are considered to be good. I really don't. I'm gonna get some distance from you. I'm gonna play games with you. Mainly because you can hurt me very, very badly. And I prefer not to getting hurt. That is, of course, always ideal. The Dominion aren't in this game, though. They don't quite count. Although, if they were, it would be an interesting thing. It's an entire generation away. It's an entire universe away. Alright, plasma torpedoes are set to enveloping mode. Lovely. Okay, all additional power. Oh, turn that off. I only need the forward shield reinforcement. And I also need to run. Because you're going to fire a plasma torpedo at me sometime in the very near future. And I would like to avoid getting hit by it. Because plasma torpedoes suck when you're on the receiving end. They're fantastic when you're spitting them out. The only reason why I'm screwing with this guy so much is because I am trying to avoid any sort of real damage here. Okay, so that's speed time. Oh, do I have an angle here? It's like 2 pregnant whales attempting to outturn each other. But yes, I think I have an angle here. Let's see what he does with that. I don't think this will have the response that I want. Oh wow, it did. It was exactly the response I kind of wanted. Alright, slow down. Phasers, let's get in there. I've got one more plasma torpedo I can dump on him. The ISC are basically the Dominion of this game. Well, they are. I mean, think about it. The Gorn and the ISC, neither ship is very good at turning. Both ships have fairly decent forward firing arcs, although the Gorn also spread their phasers out quite nicely. No, they're super big, they're super slow, and they're super unmaneuverable. Ugh. It is the one thing I don't like about the ISC is the fact that their ships, despite having such a powerful forward firing arc and nothing in the back, can't turn worth a darn. It's really kind of sad, actually, in some ways. 334. That's not bad. And a neutral tile? I don't think we took anything. Alright, we need to start planning, because we need to get all the way over to here. I think I want one more generation of ships forward before I actually try and do that, because it is a long trip. And we are going to need to take a planet at the end of it. And I don't think this ship can actually pull off a planetary assault. You sound so skeptical when I say what? So let's get ready to rumble. Oh good, we brought in a Gorn command cruiser with us because and to fight the Gorn command cruiser. This makes all kinds of sense, let me tell you. Developing plasma torpedoes, we'll be all set with that. Full power to the forward shield, give ourselves a wild weasel to also stand in for the fact that we need power for the electronic countermeasure system, and then we'll just steal all the power that we have. There we go. The IC are basically the Dominion. I really don't think they are. I don't know, I just don't feel like they would be the Dominion. I mean, maybe I suppose they're similar, but they are an entire universe away. That much is true. Gorn for... Yes, so, the way I think I read it, this was a long time ago when I was trying to explain this last time to myself. Apparently, the ISE work with dissidents to try and overthrow the other powers, like, from within, and that's why we get everybody's ships against each other. It's really weird, but we're going to be able to do it with literally every other faction. Looks like he is fully locked in on me, which is a bit unfortunate. I will steal a little bit more speed out of the ship, see if I can't basically avoid most of the damage that he's no doubt going to try and throw my way. And if I can actually get this Gorn Command Cruiser to actually go in there and beat the crap out of him, that would be a little bit more ideal. Powerful empire from another corner of the galaxy unites the secret portion. Yeah, okay. So, yes. Yes, I understand your meaning. Well, you've got some ISC fleet actions, though. Yeah, I suppose. He's running a high ECM. Is he? No, he's not. This is running a high ECM, but not this guy. Now let's drift away. One more point of speed. Yeah, I figured you were going to do that. You're only a Gorn Command Cruiser, though. You're kind of pathetic. And we're going to zip away, get a nice little turn going on here. Can you please just help out? Just please. Oh, it's going to take him forever to engage. Now we've got to go around this guy to get back to our friend back here. Have him actually support us. Hopefully by then we will actually still have aft shields and prevent the enemy from being able to do anything. Well, the main reason we're not just going straight in for him is because he still has a plasma torpedo I'd like to avoid. So, we could just turn in on him and just dump triple plasma torpedo into his face, and we will eventually. But first, I want him to waste all of his firepower. He's doing a speed of 22. That's actually quite impressive. And he's getting very close to me. So I had to get quite close to him, unfortunately, in order to sort of pull off this turn. But now that we're on the other side, Death Beast, go kill. That's in your name and everything. Could dump a mine to sort of force him wide, but I kind of want to just pull off the point of not having to have done any of that. There goes most of that shield. Death Beast, seriously, can you hurry the heck up? Thank you. Okay, there we go. Slashing attack on the way. Gotta turn a little bit more into him. Yes, plasma torpedoes now, please. Because you will basically make him stop the moment you fire all of your plasma torpedoes. By all, I mean your 2. Okay, that's... I love working with the AI. It makes me feel so happy about how things work. Alright, let's keep this starboard turn going. Because we are actually going to turn in on him. Probe. Drop speed a little bit. That's what I thought. I figured that was the case. I just want to bait him into firing that plasma torpedo so that we can get out of the way. You know what? Have that. Why not? No reason not to. He's not going to Wild Weasel it. I take that back. He decided to Wild Weasel it. What the heck? So normally he wouldn't. So he does have a 180-degree arc on those plasma torpedoes, so anywhere up front will actually get hit by them. And there it is! Finally! It only took forever to actually want to make that happen. Get ourselves up to full speed. And most of our phases are going to be shooting backwards in order to protect ourselves on this one. And once we get that all protected, we will then go right in on him. Although you are way too taxing of my defenses at this moment. Oh good, it died out literally just before it tapped our shields. And he is attempting to do the most annoying tactic in the universe. We'll come in with 2 more plasma torpedoes. They should be able to shave most of that ship apart. Just need to get the right angle. Oh, he's not having a good day at all. You can really tell. He's already lost one of his phaser wands. He's taken damage to a plasma G. And now we can finally come in nice and safely and just bombard him with all the plasma we've got. So hello. You're not going to die to this, and honestly, it's not even going to be a huge deal to take all of this damage. But you know what? It makes me feel a lot better when we cut through and deal 61 damage to you. Oh, and then his additional 20. Did we take out all of his plasma torpedoes? Not quite. Well, actually, no. They're both dead. This one's being repaired. Or just finished repairing. Alright, so we've got him mostly down. We can now come around. That's a good speed time. We may as well jump on top of this guy. Make sure he has nothing. We shall take from him everything. Hi. Bye. Yes, that one worked out quite nicely. On to the Star Docks, of which there are 3. And quick check, they are Lyran Star Docks, so they should be equipped with ESGs. Really? This was your plan. And clearly it was. Alright, so unlike our one campaign that we're currently doing with plasma torpedoes for the main line and with the Gorn, where we had a single F-type plasma torpedo to sort of waste into his defense, we are going to have to just fire our plasma torpedoes one at a time to cycle down his defenses. He's a little bit irritating to have to deal with, but at the end of the day, we will be successful. All power to electronic countermeasure, and we can start to slow down. He can't actually hurt us, so that's a nice little bonus there. Plasma torpedoes have been set to enveloping mode. We're just going to get nice and close to make sure that we actually do the full amount of damage from our plasma torpedoes in enveloping mode. 5, and okay, I'll stop. Plasma. That was the wrong one. Plasma. And then wait for it. 3, 2, 1. No, you know what? Fire. Lovely. And weakened that. And he comes in, of course, like the big damn hero that he is, blasting his plasma torpedoes all over the place, doing a fairly decent-ish... I was about to say fairly decent amount of damage, but no, in fact, he did nothing. Like 3 points of damage is basically nothing to a Stardock. It's not exactly going to be in any sort of pain for all of that. Just need to wait for our plasma torpedoes to recycle. We've got one of them ready to go. Shoot. And there, of course, is the wheeled weasel shuttle. And shoot. Good. That's the first one down. This, by the way, is the reason why I don't quite yet want to go out on an adventure to Lyran space in order to start the invasion. Because I want to be able to destroy these Stardocks just a little bit more quickly. In order to do that, we're going to need a slightly bigger ship. Mainly with better plasma torpedoes, or, you know, PPDs. PPDs are always fun. We could just go with the maximum advanced bombardment cruiser, because that thing's got like 6 PPDs, and it's rather hilarious to be able to shoot them all. So it's flying there right through the Stardock while firing plasma. It looks good. He's clearly here for the Hollywood aesthetic. And we are here to actually be efficient at our job. Although, the one thing I really don't like about Stardock assaults is the fact that it's the start, stop, start, stop, start, stop nature of the way we go through it all. Oh, he's got white shields, or I suppose blue shields now, ever since the color palette got fixed. And that's missed. 3, 2, 1, fire. There we go. We can use the shields quite nicely. We've actually penetrated his shield. Lovely. Can't actually touch us until we hit a range of 3.99, so we can get a little bit closer. There's no splash damage of fire. Yep, it's like 1.5 though. It's like super ridiculously short-ranged. I only voted for ISC back then because that's what PvP was easy to get. We gotta wait until the mid-era, and even then it's only gonna be on command cruisers and the like, and dreadnoughts, and battleships. The ISC, they like to hide their technology away from the rest of the groups. 3, 2, 1, go. Wait, what? Did I see 3 plasma torpedoes after we had fired a plasma torpedo? There's some weird things going on with these factions now, man. I'm not quite sure what the heck's going on anymore. We've been firing plasma torpedoes that have disappeared from existence, and now we've created them out of thin air. I think some really funky stuff's going on. I gotta be honest, so PPDs are good in my book. Yep, then we'll need the advanced bombardment cruiser. It's nice to see the AI still being dumped. They still fire fusion cannons from a range of 10. Well, if they had them, they absolutely would. Although apparently that behavior's been fixed on the more recent version of the fan patch. By the way, Troy keeps on telling me that I need to go play the fan patch, and I keep just sort of not doing it. And the reason why is because I'm a huge fan of all of my new ship models and all of my ships, and I kind of don't want to go back to the vanilla setup, just because, one, Orion Pirates Plus looks better, and two, Orion Pirates Plus has a heck of a lot more ships, and one of the things they've been doing as part of their multiplayer setup is pruning the ship list to be as lithe as possible in order to make it sort of like competitive. But that's not quite the sort of vibe I'm going for. Shame they don't have a bombardment FF. What would that even be? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Because they already have a FF that is just a whole bunch of plasma torpedoes. Oh, a few, I don't know. Oh, we're a bit closer than I intended, but that's okay. He's probably not going to utilize his defensive systems in any sort of actual way that matters. So we should be able to just continue to bombard. Yes, a little bit of light damage coming back from us, but we can reply much more powerfully. And we started not getting that. Ooh, he doesn't have a shuttle bay anymore. Okay, lovely. So we can just start alpha striking our enveloping plasma torpedoes. That'll make life so much easier than having to actually time them out. Although they're already sort of on their own sort of mini timer now that they've already been separated. Ooh, I should have captured these now that I stopped to think about it. How many Marines do I, or transporters do I got? I got 4. Yeah, next one we'll actually go through and we'll capture them. We'll make a fairly decent amount of cash on that one. Be able to skip ourselves up into a battleship, or probably not a battleship, probably a dreadnought, relatively early on. Although, the battleship does carry a fairly decent number of PPDs, doesn't it? It's just super sluggish and slow. Cap it or not. Yeah, we're gonna wait until we can capture all of them. Surprise reversed. Of course, that's exactly the sort of mission that we want to go on. A mission where the enemy can't fight back. I'm being somewhat sarcastic, in case that was not coming through, which I'm fairly certain it didn't. Alright, let's just get on top of the enemy and bombard them. Developing plasma torpedoes? Yes, we may as well. Every little bit of damage counts. We need to really try and just shove everything at them at the same time. I could even set up our shuttles to suicides, but I don't want to waste them. Oh, we brought the bailiff along. The bailiff is, of course, the key to our strategy. Without his firepower, all surely would have been lost. And, yeah, we definitely required that. Let's go target the biggest and the baddest, who is actually you, because you're a heavy destroyer. We have a friend, yes, a little friend. Well, a big friend. A big friend who's got little ambitions. Maybe he's got very big ambitions, we just haven't realized it yet. Hi, I'm going to skip you, because I think the... Oh, no, actually, you're also an HDD. Oh, okay. Die, please. They've started to power up. No! Don't power up. Just sit there and let it happen. It'll be fun, I promise. You'll be able to enjoy all that you wish to enjoy, I suppose. Whatever that may be. Hi, more phasers. 30 damage. Really? I have 8 phasers and I did 30 damage? You're not putting out any electronic countermeasure, are you? Because that would be cheating. Wait, for the phasers. What in the heck just happened there? There's something weird going on with ISC campaigns, man. Really, really weird. Because we're watching, like, our ships just annihilate themselves. There's no way that... Actually, no, I take that back. He had a fairly significant amount of plasma torpedo presence. Can I get... Things may... What the heck is going on? I'm very confused. I should have all the time in the world to actually finish these guys off, and apparently I don't. And can I get the last one off, please? Yeah, we're about to get a lot of pain very, very shortly, because we're about to get hit by another plasma torpedo. There goes those shields. It's not even a ram, it's just that suddenly all of these guys turned on, and they kind of shouldn't be. Like, seriously, how is he online by now? I should have several turns of this, not just, like, apparently no time at all. I'm very confused. This entire campaign so far has just been weird. ISC ships are so big they had extra time to power up. Yeah, right. I don't have a plot. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to take it. Oh, it was fake. Oh, lucky me. Please die now. In fact, Marines. Steal it. You've got 6 Marines still? This heavy destroyer is kind of ridiculous, actually. I'm not a fan. We are very anti whatever the heck this thing is. Because more people are about to turn on. You know what? I could just ignore you, but you have too big of a plasma torpedo to ignore. I'll be completely honest. I'm picking on you for that. I was higher on the timescale, but that shouldn't make a difference. Because even if you're higher on the timescale, you should have enough time to get from base all the way out to here without too much trouble. That is what you get for not playing the Lyrans. Nah. If we're playing the Lyrans, I'd be even more dead. Just a few more hits, maybe the Phaser 3s will be able to sort this guy out. So I won't have to worry about that plasma S-torpedo, although it is not working anymore, so there is that. Lovely. Okay, so we've got 2 more. We've got a BFF and an F... Wait, are they both BFFs? Are you both best friends forever? No, just a BFF and an FF. So we're gonna come in on you. Plasma torpedoes normal, please. I need power. I need lots of power. Also, I've got this little jerk pounding at my heels. Can I please have a pseudo freak attendant? I want to say you're getting close to 500 subs. Are we? What are we up to? I haven't actually checked that in a little bit. 486. Yeah, we're getting kind of there. We could slow down, but slowing down is for the weak. Speed is where it's at. And hopefully I can deal enough damage to this guy before he turns on. He's actually got a fairly decent amount of phasers. Yeah, he's packing 4 phaser 1s and 2 phaser 3s and the plasma F torpedo on top of it. Will you back off? I don't have to deal with you. Go away. No one wants to play with destroyers because you're not fun. Hey, 50 damage. That's more like it. Unfortunately, we were missing 2 of our phaser arrays. Don't want to pass quite in front of him because if he turns on just at any moment, then we're in a lot of trouble. If you want speed, you need to get your Tomcat and fly. Oh, that's gonna have to wait for later. Okay, we knocked out the important systems on him, namely his plasma torpedo and his shuttle blade. Go away. Just go. Leave. Stop being stupid. No. He's not being stupid, he's doing irritating. There's a difference. Oh, you killed one of my plasma okay, now you die. Actually, no, I'm gonna have my Marines conquer your ship and then you'll die. We'll see who gets the last laugh on this one. Alright, BFF, the bestest of friends forever. You haven't said high speed, low drag in a long time? There hasn't been need to. Also, because we're flying a very slow ship. There we go, you're dead. On to your buddy. Hi, friend. You've got 4 on board? You don't say. And my transporters are operating at Well, they were operating at peak efficiency. This jerk decided to get behind him and start beaming people over. I don't know how he did it considering he doesn't have any transporters left. Plasma torpedoes, please. Before we run him over. There we go. There we go. Marines. Oh, the jerk did actually take out one of my transporters. This guy. We're gonna have to make sure we self-destruct that thing. Get our distance out here so we don't have to worry about this. Surprise reverse, causing more damage than an entire shipyard assault did to us. Console, it's fine. You'll be just okay. Marines? I'm not gonna bother. Seriously, don't waste the Marines that I just sent over. There we go. So that was interesting. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Suddenly, all hell just started breaking loose. He's able to fire basically for free at our freighter buddy. We did take the tile though, so I suppose there is that working for us. Supplies! We need 69 supplies. Giggity. And we'll get ourselves just a little bit more Marines and mines and spare parts. We spent 10 spare parts on a single mission. Bit of a pain is what happened. Yup. Alright. Shipyard. 2006 now. We're into 2006. What do we currently got? Well, the D&Es are out, but they've been out since the beginning, so that's not really much of an announcement. Supplies reversed. You get to spend the supplies. Alright, planetary assault. Let's go see if we have enough firepower to bombard a planet. I'm leaning on sort of, but I'm not super thrilled about it. Oh, apparently we're invading the most toxic waste dump you've ever done. See, it is a CA and a PG-1. Not familiar with that particular designation, but we'll find out. Are you the super planet? You might be. Oh, that could be a bit of a problem. Oh, I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not with very many fibers in my being. Let's go set up the rest of the ship and prepare ourselves for actual combat, though, because we otherwise want to be caught unprepared. Parental guidance for anybody under 1 year old. Yes, indeed. We haven't made this stream quite family-friendly enough. It must be even more so. So we'll send a probe off in this direction, sort of figure out exactly what it is we're dealing with here, but I have a sneaking suspicion, and that sneaking suspicion includes something like 20-something phaser 1s, or phaser 4s, and a host more weapons. But we'll find out. It'll be an interesting thing to discover together as the probe finally makes it into orbit of the planet. We know it's shielded, which tells us it's going to be armed. And let's see what it is we're about to deal with. I have an idea. No guarantees, though. That was my idea. Oh, yeah. You ever seen one of these before? I've seen it about 4 times? Took one on the one time. But, yeah. Oh, boy. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 40 phaser 1s. Yeah. That's what we're dealing with here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only got 16 phaser 3s though. So we've got this thing handled, right? Could I take this thing on? Do I have the firepower possible to take it on? Those plasma R's might actually make it kind of difficult. Maybe go back and get 3 BBs for this planet. It won't respawn. It's a random planet every time. So we'll do another Wild Weasel. And we'll get ourselves 3 BBXs with sand. You see, we've taken this planet before. We have. Dealing with means I'm going to actually try and take it. If I do this right, I can actually pull it off. I've done it before, although not in this ship. I think I did it with the Merak? Maybe. But I know I've taken this one down in one of the series proper. I just don't know which season it was. I should go back and look. But it is possible. You can absolutely do it. The Merak heavy bombardment cruiser has no trouble at all with that planet, by the way. This planet is just easy pickings for a heavy bombardment cruiser. We've done it with MIRVs. Yep. I thought we had done it with the Merak. You got a plasma torpedo heading your way, which you can actually maybe outrun. No, you got a little bit too close. So that hurt him. Are my plasma torpedoes? They're not. Ooh, they're only penetrators. They're not enveloping. That's a bit of a problem. Because I meant to envelop him in a hug of warm, fiery plasma just to see what we could get done. And clearly it's not going to be nearly as fun as I had originally planned. We shall fire the starboard side plasma torpedo.
Sensor decoy ready.
And break out to port. Because that's how you do things tactically. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. That's an impact. Oh, he just drifted out of the range of the forward one when I fired. That's unfortunate. They're both moving around at quite high speed, which is somewhat irritating to have to deal with because that makes my plasma torpedoes way less effective. Yeah, a little bit of love. Alright, plasma torpedoes to developing. We're going to take the opportunity and the times. If he's just going to zip away at maximum speed, I see no reason to sort of mess with him. We'll let our other buddy just sort of play tag with him. And we'll set up with a proper heavy weapon salute. See, sounds like they're trading blows a little bit. Oh, you're coming close to me? No, you're just going to maintain your ludicrous quick zipping back and forth? Well, if you want to keep doing that, I will let you, but eventually you are going to have to get somewhere near me. I don't want to have to use any of my wild weasels, but that may be a requirement. Oh good, I have this ready already. So way down. Hi. I'm holding you at bay, which means that you're not allowed to actually hurt me all that much, and I'm not allowed to hurt myself. So we can just hold on. This is fine. Okay, a little less fine than originally anticipated or briefed. So that's gonna suck. Luckily, the shields are able to hold on that one. Plasma torpedo, you're gonna be out of range, aren't you? I hope not. Will you stop that? It's just spam at this point, man. That is basically the Starfleet command equivalent of mashing the controller and hoping that something happens. Playing the killick of the game. Wait, no, what? Maxi, that's it. Back during Soul Calibur 2, just mash the controller and eventually you'd hit somebody. So we're just gonna wait. We've got it mostly handled. I could actually send over Marines, but I need to kind of save my Marines for the planet, which is huge. It's like Guardian Planet or Planetary Guardian or something like that. It's gonna be dangerous because, you know, we took a penetrating hit just from this guy. And this guy is not all that impressive. Sorry, but he's not. He's an early Gorn command cruiser. He's got 2 plasma Gs. Impressive was not exactly what was in mind when they were designing him. Oh, we got a plasma torpedo. Send that his way. That should take him down. It didn't. That did, though. Okay, lovely. Alright, time to take out a planet. Let's see if we can, actually. I'm not 100% positive how we're going to pull this one off, but we're going to see. Now, the advantages that we have are the fact that the planetary distance is measured from the closest point to us, whereas hardpoints have their own physical location on the planet itself. So a launch of a hardpoint that's on a corner is necessarily much further from us than this display actually shows, which is one of the reasons why we can get away with things like parking 15 away from a planet while they fire plasma S torpedoes at us and it doesn't touch us. So this is the fun part. So we need to keep that in mind when we discover where his hardpoints are. Now, the other major problem we're going to have is the fact that he's got 40 phaser 4s. Those should be spaced around the planet. I don't think they can shoot through the planet. So we do have that going for us. And if you look, even the arc holder, or the axe holder, has not taken too much damage yet. And he's been in the middle of the storm at this point. Okay, set ourselves up with maximum electronic countermeasure, make it so that he can't actually defend himself all that efficiently. And now I need to figure out just how long range a plasma G enveloping is, because enveloping plasma torpedoes are going to be key to actually taking this thing down. Because the AI will only reinforce 1 to 2 shield locations, which means the other shield locations will just take the sandpaper damage. Now we're doing 40 divided by 6 for each plasma torpedo that we fire, which obviously is not ideal. 6, yeah, we're doing about 7-ish damage, a little less than that, 6.8 or so. So 6.8 damage if we hit him for full damage, which we're not going to, because enveloping plasma torpedoes, they start to decay even sooner. Let's stop and figure out if he's going to shoot at me. Let's also fire our enveloping plasma torpedoes and see what happens. And he fired back. He fired back quite nicely. How much power do I got? 7.5. Oh, they're breaking through. They are breaking through. What's the problem? Why do I only have... Oh, because I used my phasers to defend myself. Don't do that again. Please don't. So, how much power do I have at this exact moment? 18 points of power. That is not a lot. So, we need to basically survive. I think actually we took that. Okay, that's fine. We're doing basically no damage. If I want to do anything, I've got to get closer. The problem with that is we're kind of committed at this point to this battle. We don't really get to leave anymore, which may have been a bit of a mistake. On the bright side, he doesn't appear to be... Never mind! We've lost our forward shield. Turn and run! Yeah, this is a problem. Full power. Erratics. Thank you. Yeah, we're not. We couldn't do it. Alright, so the reason that finally had us turn away was the fact that we couldn't maintain a solid enough shield. Yep, time to go. It is time to leave. Intrigued where the increased degrade on the plasma comes from, not known in the tabletop? I thought it did. Fairly positive it does. Let me go flip to my plasma torpedo section as we steadily get ourselves away from this planet, and hopefully it doesn't kill us. Anyone remember what page weapons are on? I think it's 50-something. Reference manual? No, that's for the races. Somewhere in here. Somewhere in here. I could just go all the way back to the main, whatchamacallit, the table of contents. But that would be easy. Here we are. Phasers, disruptor beams, switching modes, fusions, overload, suicide overload. So we know that we're on fusion beam still. ESGs, proximities, plasma disruptors. Oh, where's my plasma torpedoes? I would like my plasmas, because plasmas are powerful and rather ridiculous. Enveloping additional energy is applied to the torpedo in order to increase the size of the torpedo and the charge the field that holds the torpedo together. The magnetic field is modified to envelop the target on impact and can cause damage to all shield arcs. The amount of damage is caused twice to normal, but is spread across 6 shields. I thought that it degraded quickly. Maybe I have been crossing the Plasma X and enveloping plasma torpedoes. Huh. That'd be interesting. Torpedoes can bear capacity 5 mods. Yeah, maybe they do actually do full damage. Yeah, I do know what X-Plasmas do, so maybe I'm getting the two conflicted. Alright, so we took some pretty ugly damage on that one, so we're going to pop back over here and say, supplies, hi, 15. Give me all the supplies. We're really good on that, and we didn't spend any of those. Although we probably would have been served very well if we had. But yeah, one of the reasons why I don't quite want to do a full-on hopscotch trip all the way out to Lyran space just yet, until we get a larger ship, is because of running into things like that. Oh, come on, now you're just being mean. What do we got here? We have a DNE, a BF, and a CC. So, the DNE I don't care about. The BF I do. The CC I don't super care about. So, this guy makes this fight super hard. And we brought a single early command cruiser. Because of course we did. That's exactly the kind of weapon system. So this ship, if I'm not mistaken, you're carrying 2 Plasma S torpedoes. You've got like 4 or 6 plasma. Jeez, it's pathetic. You're nothing to me. I don't even care about you. And you are the 2 plasma Gs that we know. But you, I think you're packing Plasma S's, and that just makes the game not super fun to have to deal with. Can we take these guys? Maybe. We're going to find out. Maybe. What do we got? Are you Plasma S's? If you're 2 Plasma S's and 2 Plasma... Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So this is the wild card that makes the battle painful. So what I need to do, and what I'm probably not going to be able to do, just because I don't have enough power to do all the things that I would like to do, is I need to drag him on a wild goose chase out in the middle of nowhere. In the meantime, I need our ECC to take on both of these ships and win, which he's not going to do, because the plasma fight is inherently won and or lost by the person who brought the most plasma torpedoes and the most plasma torpedo launchers. By which I mean... Is that 10 phaser runs? 1 plus 6 yeah, that's 10. It's a fast cruiser, though. So the fast cruiser changes heavy weapons firepower for phaser firepower. It's not a terrible trade at the end of the day, but it does make life a little bit more irritating to have to deal with. And it also means that I am going to have to get ourselves up to maximum speed for whatever we can actually manage. So 0.5 points of power in the defense on this one, which is not great. I'm tempted to slow down just a little bit to give myself a little bit of defense. Oh, he's also rolling an attack shift to 2, because of course he is. Oh, you're just trying to make life difficult for everybody, aren't you? So his S-type plasma torpedoes ready to go. I don't dare dive right on top of him. Oh, this DNA is coming for me, isn't he? No, he turned in. Okay, that's fine. I should have fired the starboard side, because I was turning safely out.
Wild Weasel ready.
He did. He did, Wild Weasel. Okay, that's interesting. I wouldn't have. Single S. Yeah, drop it, drop it, drop it. Could you have dropped it before I wasted several important points of power? This was a mistake. I should have dropped it the moment he fired, because now I don't have a Wild Weasel backup. Alright, so we avoided the S-type plasma torpedo. So he avoided 40 damage, we avoided 30 damage. And I need... Hey, mine! And I also need to turn quite heavily. Now, the reason I need the mine is because I need space. I need lots and lots and lots of space. In fact, actually, I could just ignore you, but I'm not going to be able to get away from you. That's kind of the problem here, actually. Because you're going to out-accelerate me. Actually, I'm out-accelerating you. Really? I suppose he is a Gorn ship. I just didn't think he was that bad. Who fired the plasma torpedo? Oh! Hi. Yeah, this is going to suck. That wasn't fake. That's also not fake. We're gone. No, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I don't feel like losing my ship for no reason at all. And that's exactly what we're looking at. The game is not playing fair. Yeah, I don't like retreating from battle either, but sometimes the game decides that it's just going to throw a wrench in your plans. We're not quite at a level where we can take this. We need a little bit more firepower. Namely, we need basically 2 S's, 2 F's, and a little, maybe 2 more phasers. Fire death, yeah. Are we at maximum speed? Now we're... Did you destroy something? I saw an explosion. What exploded? Nah, your console's fine. We haven't taken any real damage. But it's not worth the damage that we're gonna take. Well, yeah, that is definitely true. The one before this was against a planet that honestly we could have taken had we had Plasma S torpedoes. Plasma S torpedoes would have let us set up at a longer distance, and that would have allowed us to keep enough power. Also, a ship that would have had Plasma S torpedoes would have had better shield and power generation. And with that, we would have been able to withstand the 40 phaser 4s. So, we are in just one tier too low of what we need to be in order to make that sort of fight viable. So, it's the main reason why I'm not leaving yet. We will be leaving eventually, but first we've got to get into a ship that can actually take those fights and win those fights. So, Plasma G torpedoes are thoroughly disappointing. I'm not a fan of the weapon system. We'll take a planetary assault. Sure, why not? As long as it's not a PG-1, we should be fine. Unless, you know, it spams like 4 dreadnoughts our way. Alright, what are you? You are a PL-4, completely undefended, lovely, and we're being escorted today by the Hurl, and we're squaring off against a single CA. So what do we got? We're dealing with 2 Plasma Gs, and then 8 Phaser 1s. Is that 6? Yeah, 8 Phaser 1s. Not the worst thing in the world. We actually do outgun him fairly significantly, especially from the front. And at relatively close range. So, we don't have enough power in order to basically just bounce his plasma torpedoes. I really wish we did, but we're not quite there yet at the moment. So, let's get some distance going on. We are, of course, going to prepare your Wild Weasel and get ourselves up to speed and up to the speed of time. We're going to let the Hurl do most of the work for us. We're going to follow in behind him, let him get shot at. Oh, they had a friend. You're also a heavy cruiser. Fleet screen calls you a BF. You followed me. You followed me all the way out here, you jerk. I was going to come up with a different word, but that would be not what we do here on Star Trek. First Wild Weasel, second Wild Weasel. We'll get everything all nice and ready to rock and roll. You know what? Give me a suicide shuttle. I have a plan. Is this a suicide shuttle, or is this a... Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Okay, what if you took... Wow, you took a lot of damage, and you've also been doing stuff, so... I'm gonna do this to you. Oh, crap, you didn't. No! I thought you had deployed your Wild Weasel, but you hadn't. You only got shot at by plasma torpedoes and decided not to do anything about it. Okay, that's gonna suck. We have become the AI. Got a sense of decoy to work with, though, so there is that. How did you take so much damage? That was really sad. So you fired at him, you didn't cause him to drop his Wild Weasel, and then you took so much damage that you basically have no shields remaining. I'm through with you. Ugh. Alright, our first explosive shell is ready. Gotta prep another one of these. Give me another one of these. I have plans. Don't worry. Need a patch? Oh, we're fine. We are fine. We just need to get a decent angle on him. I don't like his plasma asses, because they are a ridiculous amount of firepower. We can deal with them, though. Hi, I've got better phaser placement than you do. At least for a forward assault. So we've got through that. Already on the way. You are plasmid up. Power away, power away, power away. And don't mind. Get away from me. 14. That's too close. I'm not going to be able to outrun that.
turn now.
I'm not going to get to it in time. Alright. If I had done that at the beginning, that would have made it. Will you get away from me? I don't like you. We're not friends. Me, you, our relationship is over. This is going to hurt, though. Pass through. We did. Lovely. I just wish I didn't have such a gaping hole in the aft of the ship at the moment. Alright, so we need to build some distance. We are not powering several important plasma torpedoes. Now the Wild Weasel is ready, and so is the Suicide Shuttle. Lovely. So we now have a solution next time this happens, actually. Wait for it. Wait for it. Are you not going to defend it? So he just doesn't defend, apparently, against my friend, which makes things all the more difficult for me. We've become a glorified phaser boat. It's fascinating, isn't it? So we're probably going to have to reverse this turn really soon, because I don't want to get too close to the Salo. Sell it? Salo? Not really sure. Could try and get a enveloping pseudo-torpedo and see what that does. That might actually cause him to stop. Because I have the ability to deal 25 damage to him or something like that with my mine. Oh, yes. I hate you so much. So I've got to be pushed running, and he called my bluff. Which, seriously, the AI called my bluff? Am I getting old? Like, I feel like I am way off my game today, and I'm not quite sure why. We're taking tons of damage, we're not getting the proper feints in, and yet things are not going my way. I am confused, but we will attempt to overcome. She's not very happy about what's currently going on. He still has another plasma torpedo, I think. Not quite, actually. So, pseudos. All of them. Okay, that should prompt a reaction. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Go. Where are you? You're in an entirely different fight to me, so I don't really care. So we'll slow down. We'll slow down even more. We are behind his plasma torpedoes. He can't high energy turn or try and grab us, and in fact, I'm going to start trying to prepare for that counter. And wait for it, and wait for it. He is starting to accelerate. We need to wait for him to actually get up to speed, so we can cause a really nice amount of damage to him. There we go. It wasn't full, but it did have an effect on him. Haha, I'm traveling too slowly. Actually, I've got to accelerate if I want to keep up with this, don't I? More damage to him. It's not quite what I'm hoping for. You need to not travel faster than the speed of 6.0. If you do, that's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. Just stop. Please stop. Oh boy. Well, this is gonna suck. And he shot it down. That was just rude, man. What? Oh, because I launched that. I feel like an idiot. Okay, we've got that taken care of. Holodeck sentience again. Yeah, I wish. Sometimes the AI does. Sometimes. Okay, I'm not going to use that because I need that for the Salo. Repair that. What else is left? Not much. We'll get that fixed, and we'll go on the shuttle bay. Stop. Let him get to you. That was the whole point of launching him. It was supposed to be a cheeky maneuver where you would attempt your Wild Weasel shenanigans, and I would ram a suicide shuttle into you. You're supposed to play along. I have commanded it. Can we tractor him into the suicide shuttle? He's turning, so we could try. Hey. Stop getting behind me. This is, again, against the rules. You're violating all of the rules, and must stop immediately. Okay. That way. Didn't kill you. That was so less impressive than I was hoping. Tractor him into mines? Yeah, I could do that. I don't have any power going on, so by the time we get... Oh no, he has no tractor beam. So there is that working for us. Phasers! So, as long as I can kind of control this, which he is attempting to stop me from doing. They may be burning wreck, but they're not dead yet. More phasers. Just need to get all the phasers on target. How many times did these phaser 3s explode? How did that not penetrate? I'm currently holding on to him. Also, how is he maintaining this? I don't know. Turn. Turn. Thank you. He doesn't have any tractor beam of his own, so he can't counter what we're doing. And I am deliberately, very deliberately saving my plasma torpedoes at this moment. They're only normal torpedoes, but I want to have them available for when we turn around to go kill that BF. Alrighty, it's time for you to die. Just gotta make sure that you're on point right there. These were his mines. Oh, never mind. We didn't get the chance. Alright, where is he? Show me the Salo. Salo's taking a fairly decent pounding. The mines would have gotten him, but we didn't waste time on that. Alright, what's left of the ship? Show me how much power I got. A fairly decent amount. Let's go. Let's go dive on top of this and save him. Clearly that's what we're going to do, right? Is it just me, or is the Hurl in better condition than the Salo is, and the Salo should have won that fight? Did he really invest that much damage into me? The Salo won that fight. I don't believe it. I truly don't believe it. The AI is playing better than me, which is not supposed to happen. Just speaking from my contractual position, the AI is not supposed to play this game better than I do. I'm supposed to play this game better than the AI. Probably for the best given the Salo. Alright, let's get up on this planet and blast it into oblivion. At least I can do that, right? Maybe. Do we smash into the planet? We might. There is a probability that that occurs. Start slowing down. Make sure that doesn't... Yes, he did win. Which, you know, was kind of crazy. Hi, planet. I come to you with gifts. Make of them what you will. Oh, 116 damage. So yeah, apparently those plasma torpedoes do not degrade over distance. More fire. Let's go see what he's got left. Marines! Got 16 more that we need to actually blow away, and then once we've got that all taken care of, we will have a planet. Well, you know, and also send over our Marines. Keep the phasers firing. We have a surprising amount of firepower built up into those phaser 3s. 6 phaser 3s is a significant amount of shooting. Actually reminds me of the hind claws. There we go. You're down to 7. Should have burned out most of the planet at this point. One more round of enveloping plasma torpedoes and he will be dead. So we do have at least that moving for us. More phasers. Taken care of. Yeah, all of his defenses are down. Get into closer range so I can bring the phaser 3s to bear. They are a fairly decent amount of firepower. And there we go. Lovely. I'll stop. Thank you. 3. Well, just bombard them one last time with the plasma torpedoes. Alright. So we won this battle. I'm not sure how. Plasma G does 20 damage out to a range of 10 if memory serves, which it rarely does. Well, let's check. We have time while we wait for the Marines to actually go conquer things. And this time I can use the little tiny pamphlet that comes with the game. Out to a range of 10. Yep, it does 20 damage. Then 11 to 15, it does 15. So if we use our enveloping plasma torpedoes, it doubles the damage. And since he has no shields, it basically just doubles the damage. Spreads it out a little bit more, so it does damage around the ship rather than focusing on a single location, but it's still a fairly decent amount of power. 495. The planet is an Empire defense of 35. Pop back home. Supplies. Just fix the ship, because we have a long way to go before we're into the middle or late era, I suppose. We could just wait, I suppose, until all the way to the end, when we enter into the X period. Then just get ourselves a massive, superly overpowered X-type advanced bombardment cruiser. I don't want the convoy escort. I'll take the diplomat, because if the diplomat goes wrong, I can just run away and make everything nice and safe. I won't have to worry about any sort of danger. Maximum alert. What do we got on here? We have a freighter. This sounds exactly like the sort of challenge that we are capable of handling. I think Command made an excellent decision on who is sent in order to actually accomplish this mission, and had any other choice been made, clearly failure would have resulted. This battle truly tests and tests our full competencies. We can use the entire vessel to sort of train on what sort of things we must do. The probe has only confirmed this, by the way. Let us prepare a tractor beam. You know what? We'll go 5 points of power. I wonder how long this will take to charge. It's been a while since I've tried to charge a strength 5 tractor beam. Lucky Ambassador can be a nice class M. Well, I wouldn't be so sure. I mean, there's a lot of red on this planet. Not quite clear what that is. So, the strength 5 tractor beam still has not managed to charge up fully. We may not have enough power in order to do it. Oh, if he zigzags, we may have the time. Stop. We gotta give the strength 5 tractor beam as much time as possible. And come on, you can do it. Aha! He's been held in a strength 5 tractor beam. Now, what does that mean? It means that it's very difficult to get out of. That's about it. Okay, lovely. Taken care of. Green alert, please. And are we still at maximum? We are still at maximum speed time. So for once, we finally got to use the strength 5 tractor beam. So that doesn't work all that much. Alrighty, so we're just going to chug on right on into this place and see what we can get done. With any luck, it won't be too devastatingly dangerous. Although we could accidentally smash into planets. So we would like to avoid that. So, gotta double check things. Alright. Oh, wow. A lot closer. I was looking away from what was going on and realized that I was also almost crashing into things. Although a distance of 40, I suppose, is a fairly safe distance out here. Prepare for crash stop. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Oh, stop.
There we go. Perfect. Just like that. Like a glove. Ambassador is on down. Everything is successfully accomplished. And we have demonstrated that we were the perfect ship for the job. This is a decent amount of experience. Although we did blow up the ship, so maybe not nearly as much as I thought it was going to be. Actually, yeah, it's not guaranteed. 280 is actually more than I thought it was going to be at the end of the day. By the way, are we in the late or the mid era yet? Or is it 275? 1900, that's a DNE. Doesn't look... Oh, Cap? What are you? Hey, look, it's a Star Cruiser, which has a single PPD. That's not nearly good enough. That is what we're looking for. Full-on flagship cruiser. Twin PPDs and a pair of Gs. Allows us to keep our range and also annihilate the enemy with just amazing amounts of firepower. Surprise reversed? Sure, we'll grab a surprise reverse, unless everything breaks apart immediately, which it could happen. I'm not even... should I rather enveloping plasma torpedoes? Who are we facing? Oh, it's the Marak. Great. Not good. Do we prepare enveloping plasma torpedoes? You know what? Yes, let's do that. Let's prepare ourselves for full-on combat. And we will increase our speed up to as fast as we can go. So as long as I maintain increasing the speed faster than it catches up, we should basically be wasting nothing in terms of this trip. And we shouldn't have any trouble getting there before they can actually defend themselves. Which is kind of, you know, the point of this operation, is we dive on top of them before they can do anything and blow apart everything. It is a whole bunch of Marak frigates, so they're not all that good at defending themselves. Yes, I know I'm sapping away from a very important budget of power, which I need to complete my death... Well, my death ray, I suppose. You and you, you're an FLG. You have basically phasers only, if I remember correctly. Maybe not. It is a Marak FLG, so it might be different. You're a Pole, you're a FF, and you are a FLG. Oh, so the FLGs have less... Yeah, they have less firepower. Okay, kill it. Don't let them survive. Come around over here. Oh, good. It did. I was worried. You're the next most dangerous target, actually, because you have a disruptor. He doesn't. He's one disruptor short of having a full set. So we'll come over into here and see if we can annihilate this guy. And if we can kill him before all hell breaks loose, we will have a relatively easy time. Phasers. He's not dead. More phasers. I don't want him to be behind me, but that's not going to be my choice. Okay, come around. More. The Dart. I suppose that's an excellent Marak name. There we go. You're dead. Okay, onto the FLG. This one, this one, this one. Please, thank you. Because he'll be turning on first. Plasma. More plasma. Fill it up with phasers. And there's one FLG left. And there's a police ship between us and it. So I'm going to fire the phasers at the police ship. In the hopes that he dies. He did not. But he did die to the enveloping plasma torpedo. And now this FLG is the last target, and hopefully we can actually take them all out before they actually manage to turn the ship on. So up to our maximum-ish speed. You're about to take some serious pain on this mission. Oh, you could launch missiles into my face, and that would be very uncomfortable.
Rapid turn now.
But I told it to do a reverse, but I did not. There we go. Alright, so a successful surprise reverse this time, which will put even more pressure on the planet, which will give us even more prestige. And are we captain yet, or are we still lieutenant commander? Because there is a cash payout that it gives you once you rank up. Sort of an incentive to be a better captain. We are a captain. Okay, so we're at 2027. We've got an Empire Defense of 30, so it's a lot more Empire Defense to actually have to work through. I think we'll save up to around 3,000 something, just to make sure that we have enough when we head back home. Shipyard assaults. A slow, dull mission, but hey, it has to be accomplished if we want to take the planet that is owned by no one. We've got a Gorn Heavy Cruiser and a Gorn Heavy Cruiser. We brought a early Dreadnought and a Command Cruiser. Oh, we brought the Chromaticon. The Chromaticon is one of my favorite Gorn names. The Hurl is not one of my favorite names. So it's 2 standard heavy cruisers, and I should point out that one of these heavy cruisers beat the crap out of a fast battle cruiser, which was rather amazing to watch. Or, you know, not watch, as the case may have been. You guys can go on ahead. I'll catch up. That's my advice to them. We brought more platforms and more launchers, so that should be working in our favor. But this is terrible. Look at that. He has 4 G-type plasma torpedoes, and that's what passes for a dreadnought these days. Ugh, that is just a terrible ship design. Absolutely horrible. He's got 6 phaser ones. 8 phaser ones. We have a more powerful phaser armament than this guy does. I didn't even realize that we were traveling so far away from the enemy. That's okay. We'll be fine. I'm not reinforcing the forward shield. That makes us not fine. But he already took a ton of damage anyway from the Dreadnought's plasma torpedoes. Doesn't appear to be protecting himself all that efficiently either. Hi, you're probably the one I want to focus on because you've been basically zipping around this whole fight as if you're not actually being challenged by anybody. So these... Aha! He stopped. What a fool. Doesn't even realize the pain that's about to come his way. We're in a perfect position to deal with it too. And his plasma torpedoes are not ready. Can you start accelerating, please? Jeez, you're wasting my time. This is totally pointless, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because he's not going to be able to launch a counter to us. And we can't lock onto him until after the Wild Weasel has gone away. But we can set it up. So, prepare to kill. Hi. Gifts abound. Oh, 76 damage was beautiful. Let him go. We shall let him go, for we have him on a string. You are not dead because you managed to avoid lots of very nasty damage, but your plasma torpedo is about to be ready, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm going to try and get behind your ship very quickly, and as I do, I will basically be immune to anything you can do to me. You could, of course, high energy turn. At a range of 2, your plasma torpedo would have more than enough speed to catch up to me, but I'm going to hope that you don't realize that. So we're just going to pull directly away from this guy. How's the CA doing? Not very well at all. Oh, your armament makes me cringe so much. Although, to be fair, we have to remember that the Federation early Dreadnought is equipped with the same Phaser 1 armament and only has 5 photon torpedoes, which is really laughably sad. It's also incredibly quick. It's basically just a super battlecruiser. Yeah, no point in getting involved in this one. He's got it taken care of. Thank you. You, on the other hand, well, I don't have any weapons for you at the moment, but if you're patient, I'll be able to provide in a little bit. Let's just at the speed of time, because we're not involved in this combat. You can also stop there, but that was just our frame of reference. Alright, so he's fired his plasma torpedo, so now we can be aggressive and charge right in on him. And if I can get him under another tractor beam, we can take care of him without too much trouble. So we are catching up at this point. He's not traveling fast enough to run away, which works out in our favor. Although we're only closing at a speed of 5 on him, so that's going to take some time to actually get in there. Come closer to me. Okay, there we go. Should have him in just a moment. Thank you. Hi, it's a gift. There we go. Oh wow, they are equipped with. So we are in the mid era, and we know this because they're shooting at us with mid era weaponry, and we don't really have a whole heck of a lot of defensive options because we are a ISC vessel, and the ISC did not think that, you know, point defense systems were at all important, despite the fact living in a galaxy full of fighters and missile-armed people. Just gonna sort of drag these around for a little bit. After all, they will eventually burn out, and then we'll get our phasers. Yep, they're burned out. So we'll get our phasers once again restocked and ready to rock, and we'll dive in on the Stardock and annihilate it. Maybe, maybe not. What are we dealing with here? Yes, get in close to the Hurl. He'll be able to do most of our defenses. Plasma torpedoes are not charging. That is not good. There we go. Alright. We'll just keep it up at maximum speed. That should be fine. Yes, as we just burn your weapon systems dry. You will not be able to shoot us. Why are you shooting me? There's a dreadnought here. Clearly that would be the more important target, would it not? Okay, we're just gonna zigzag. Oh yeah, I forgot. They only have a range of 72. Oh, because they travel at a speed of 24 and they only last for 3 turns. So now we're entering actual combat range. I'm gonna zigzag, just staying back on these guys. I'm gonna let them go. But seriously, so many ships are targeting me. Why? Dreadnought. Why is he not the most important thing in your life? So they've launched their plasma torpedoes from a distance of about 30. Which I'm fairly positive that weapon system physically can't reach. Yeah, it's burning out, but the maximum range of a plasma G is 20, at which it does 1 damage. So, yeah. Not sure what the plan was. Are you guys out of defenses? Because that would be helpful. No? Yes? Maybe? Yeah, whatever. We'll get on top of you, we'll find out. I think they are, though. They're not shooting anything more. Okay, by this point, they actually are in range to defend each other. One of these. You did Wild Weasel. 3, 2, 1, and... there we go. Plus all the weapons. Thank you. You have no more shields. And you're going to enjoy that. Oh, 5 damage. Thank you so much for all the assistance. Unfortunately, we have no defenses at the moment, and he knows it. He can probably get through, actually, if he wanted to. Lucky for us, he didn't quite really care. Shoot those down, and then we can open fire. For free. Isn't it nice when you can operate as part of a fleet? That way they actually protect and guard you, rather than having to do this all on our lonesome. I wonder what plasma torpedo ought to be able to do it. Or, you know, it was a fake. Never mind. Phasers took care of that. Alright, where is the Dreadnought heading towards next? It appears to be this one, so we'll, of course, go to join him. Again, their weapon systems are out at this point. They have no more missiles, so they're basically just big phaser platforms, making them utterly and wholly useless in attempting for any sort of major defense. Wait, did you seriously launch that? Well, he did. Okay. Interesting plan. I don't think it's going to work out for you, though. So we'll set ourselves up in the standard siege tactics, just outside their range, although really, at this point, their range, I could get right on top of them. It wouldn't matter. 4 phaser 3s are not really going to make any sort of difference. So we probably will actually put ourselves within phaser 3 range. So the first of these... oh, it's still active. Thought those things shut off at a distance of like 30. How far is it? Where is it? I can't even see it at this point. Oh, there it is. Huh. Range of 21. Well, that's a bit of a waste of time. I literally can't hit it. Phasers! Let's get involved. We may as well. It's the only thing we can actually do at this point. Although I can also set my electronic countermeasures to maximum ECCM. That will prevent him from being able to actually sort of screw too much with me. He's not going to be able to do everything after all that. That Wild Weasel is now gone, and we're not going to be able to shoot it down unless we chase it down. And it will not die. But we can do this. Oh, you attempted to do that, so clearly your Wild Weasel is no longer there. And how about this one? Can't really defend themselves. Lovely. And we took care of that. Let's get ourselves up to speed and head over to the last one. It looks like our command cruiser was taking care of it. Although taking care of it can mean several different things to many different people, especially the Gorn. Oh, we should, shouldn't we? Yeah, let's dive on top of that and get it done. How many Marines you got on board? 7. We can take that. So we will dive on top of the last Merak repair dock. We should be able to take it. It's only got 6 people on board and getting less and less all the time. Is it beaming people onto the other ship? It might be. Alright, he's down to 4. So he's down to 4. 3? Okay, we're in capture range. So all we've got to do is get into an open shield and we can steal this station. The question will we be able to do it fast enough? That will be an interesting question in and of itself. So we actually can beam people onto the ship before we pass in the range of the defensive phaser 3s. So our people are on board. There are no more enemy Marines on board, so they should be able to take it quite quickly. And that will be a nice little payout. There we go. Okay. So a successful dry dock assault and complete. Although, funny thing about the dry dock assault, if you capture one and then they destroy it, and then you destroy one more, that counts as 3 dry docks destroyed. 570 plus 33, that's a lovely amount of prestige. And we're at to 2632. Let's go check home, see what is currently available. Hi, shipyard, I'm here for a command cruiser. 3151, jeez, that is kind of not fair, actually. Okay, let's go see what the missions are here. That's a buggy as all heck mission. I can't take that, otherwise we'll lose it. So the command cruisers, though, are currently out in... I can't quite call it force, but there's enough of them out there that it matter that I saw 2 of them on the ship list. So we need a little bit, and then we also need to take this mission and be successful. Hey, it's a Dreadnought. And a planet. What kind of planet? It's a PLPH2, of course it is. The planet will, of course, be able to defend itself. The Dreadnought, on the other hand, we should be able to handle if we go at maximum speed and handle him with special capabilities, I suppose. Prep the Wild Weasel, we're going to need it. So let's increase the speed of time to the maximum while we just sort of dally around a bit here. Send a probe, see if he's really alone. And he is truly alone. Okay, lovely. It is... Yes, it's an elite Dreadnought? Okay, it is a DNA, okay. So we almost match him in plasma torpedo firepower. He slightly outguns us in phaser 1 firepower, and he has no phaser 3, so clearly we outgun him in that. If we added up all of our Alpha Strike together, he beats us a little bit with his enveloping plasma torpedo, but other than that, actually we've got a fairly significant amount of firepower. Actually, let's do it this way. Okay, let's do this. I don't like doing this often because it is a very dangerous technique and tactic, but it can work out absolutely perfectly if you do things correctly. So, we are currently vectored in on him. The goal, of course, will be to fire on him without taking damage in reply. That's 2 of them. That's not enough. Stop. 20 damage from here. Actually, that's fine. Come over to defenses. There we go. So from a distance of nearly 20, these will have basically the amount of damage of a wet paper towel hitting us. So... Yep, we were able to take that without too much trouble. And is this going to recover enough in order to take it? Close. We took it. Okay, lovely. All right, all-powered engines. That worked out way better than I expected. I was anticipating having to use a Wild Weasel, but we didn't have to. He's running 2 attack shift. Yes, good spot on that one. Let's go knock that down. We're going to go 4 and 2. Actually, we're going to have to go 6. So let's come up here and grab him with a tractor beam. Hi. You've made a serious mistake, and I'm not sure if you quite recognize that just yet. Hi. Oh, wow. You have fairly impressive phasers. You did not lose. That's a fake. That is a fake. It was not a fake. What? How did you get 5 plasma torpedoes? You fired 4 of them at me already. Alright, that was a lot more damage than I anticipated, and a lot less damage to him than I anticipated. I was expecting 140 or 120 damage to do a little bit more than just shave that little off of him. Yeah, I know, and I'm not sure how it wasn't a fake. Alright, let's go set that and that. And let's get ourselves up to high-speed combat, I suppose. So we're going to have to use our range and speed to our advantage. We're going to set ourselves up with a 2 and a 4 on this one, even though we probably aren't going to have a sufficient amount of power in order to actually keep that going. Although if we keep our phasers mostly unactive during this battle, we could. I would like to get more speed out of the ship. So let's go steal from that. 1.5 points of power? Yeah, on a shield that we're not even currently using. That's alright. Got a defense shift of 1 so far. We can actually get ourselves... Actually, let's reverse that, please. Give me 4 and 2. So we'll go down on electronic countermeasure, or on electronic countermeasure, but up on electronic countermeasure. So we should have things a little bit in hand. We'll try and keep our distance a bit, although he is starting to accelerate much closer to me than I want him to be. I do need to prep another Wild Weasel, but I don't have time for that. I can handle this from that distance. Yeah, that's okay. Defense shift is up to 2. We're just going to set the distance directly to our aft. He should not be able to close the range with that until we're ready to fight him. Plasma torpedoes are slowly starting to come online, although they are only Gs, so they're not going to do all that much damage when they hit, but every little bit will help. We do need to avoid his phaser 1s because he's got a fairly significant number of them. Alright, starboard side plasma torpedo is about to be online, although it was lagging behind quite a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. And he's coming to us, we're coming towards him. Plasma torpedo has much less distance than other eyes would seem to indicate. We're in a range of 15. Lob that right into his face. So he's still coming towards it, so that works out nicely. Wait for it. See if it hits. And it's... Yeah, it's going to hit, just not as much as I would have liked. So I want to get a little bit closer before I use the other plasma torpedo. We do have 3, but this one is going to basically take most of this. Is that a fake? It should be. I don't know why it's not. You've got way too many plasma torpedoes, guy. Alright, fire that. Seriously, where is he getting this 5th plasma torpedo? Am I missing something? 1, 2, 3, 4 plasma torpedoes. Where are they coming from? And how did that do no damage? Something is very wrong here. I'm very confused and very irritated. He's basically stealing a plasma torpedo of mine. I'm not sure where it's going. A little bit more light damage to him. I can't play here for much longer. Yeah, we've got to get that last torpedo out of here, and then we've got to go. Come on. I have the square on him. That should be good enough. Come on. No, it's not going to be. We're not going to get that plasma torpedo away. We will get one more phaser. Doing a good job of faking the fakes. He's actually using his fake plasma torpedoes, which he normally doesn't, which is bugging me a lot. Marines! I have a problem. You are the solution. Okay, I'm going to starboard side kill that. Then kill that. Then that. And then that. Those are the things I want taken care of. Those are my important favorite things. Plasma torpedo is ready to go. I just need to get the angle on him. High energy turn? Absolutely not. I need to save that for an important moment. We are okay sticking here. I'm actually quite happy to be here. Because he doesn't have a whole heck of a lot defending himself on this angle. Okay, we've got multiple internals going on down here. He's losing speed. He's taking hits. 20 damage full. Marines, I need you to go, like, now. Because we're about to get shot at. And it's going to be at close range. And they didn't do it. Oh, Marines, why? Why? You have betrayed me. Although I may not be in the angle. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how wide of an angle that Plasma G has. Up, he's reversing the course pretty gosh darn hard, and he's repairing his other plasma torpedo. More speed. I need to get him, basically hang with him. You're gonna get a very good angle on me, I think. I think he's realized that if he... Yeah, he's got it. I think he's got it. Pass by. We're gonna go right for his stern still. And we'll start chewing on his other side. Because we can. Really tempted to shut off some of my plasma torpedoes for this. I can hang here for quite some time. The question is, at what point do I need to start considering alternative operations? Come on, more phaser shots. Oh, we gotta wait for him to charge up. I wish I had slightly better phaser. Okay, he's through, which is very bad. Although that does mean it'll be easier for us. That's real. That is real 1000%.
Phasers 60 point defense.
Ugh. Stop hitting me. You're not allowed to do that. Against the rules I call shenanigans, sir. We're traveling too quickly to actually charge all our plasma torpedoes, so we gotta start shutting some down. Do I slow down to a stop? I'm not gonna have much of a choice, but I've got to make sure that he fires all of them in order to make that. That's two. That's it.
Oh, stop.
Okay, that is all of them. Let's take care of a little bit of crowd control here. Because that's not going to go away and the AI won't cheat. He'll stay nice and happy at slow speeds. He will not change that. So what we can do on this is we can get just past him and then we high energy turn. See, Raider, this was what I was waiting for. Or not specifically this situation, but something like this. Because we can use this to get behind him. So, what's my high energy turn chance? 100%?
Rapid turn now.
Alright, let's get ready to take care of him. Get to a speed of 2. 3, 2, 1, wait for it, now. Hi. You used up your wild weasel. All weapons. Okay, so we took out a couple of his systems. I don't dare fire that plasma torpedo, I'm too badly damaged at this moment. So Marines, thank you for the attempt, but you haven't killed the other things that were much more important at the moment. So we are going to try and stick behind him. On this side, is that shield gone? Yeah, that shield's gone again. We're just pull in nice and tightly on him. Tightly. We're in an ISC vessel. Tight is not something that we do. Massive, huge, gigantic wheeling turns. That's more our speed, although he is... Should have waited. I should have waited on that high energy turn for a little bit better of an angle. Because I don't want to be in front of him. This is the last place I want to be. Oh, how tight an angle does that plasma torpedo need to be at? Getting kind of ridiculous at this point. There we go. Jeez. Okay, you took that corner-wise. There we go. Now we've taken care of most of his systems. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. Alright, Marines. Good job. You're done. I need the rest for actually conquering the planet. So this is Lith. Actually, how many people does he have left? Let's find out. 14. He's got no weapon systems left. Weapons. Go to half. We're going to take this thing. He caused way too much damage for me to want to do anything else. So we're basically just going to set up like a limpet on top of him. And just break all of his stuff. So I can actually steal this thing. Although it's going to take quite a bit of effort. More. Shoot more. Don't let him do anything. Don't let him go anywhere. You shouldn't be alive anymore, dude. Like, the amount of firepower I'm throwing your way, you should not have any systems remaining. So I have 7 Marines. I beam over 4 at a time. That's fine. So we bring them down to 2. We beam over our force. And we will have enough to take the planet as well. And if worse comes worse, I can beam people back over from this planet. Seriously, how many shots am I going to have to pump into you to actually finish off your weapon systems? The whole point of this is to knock out your weapons. Okay, there we go. Go. Alright, and we have just enough for the planet. Lovely. So back over to the weapon setup. Set up to full power. And let's go take out a PLPH. You are mine. All mine. We just gotta wait for our Marines to actually finish the job. Yep, they've pretty much done it. There we go. We have conquered our first dreadnought. You don't have to be within the formation. Just sit there and be patient. And now for the long and arduous process of bombarding a planet. So we can set ourselves up at the distance about 15-ish would be kind of ideal. Plasma torpedoes enveloping mode, please. And your plasma torpedo response shouldn't be capable of doing anything because this ring is gigantic and the hard points are on the planet. So the ring actually pushes it outside of a range where they can do stuff to us. Ooh, that works both ways, doesn't it? Maybe not. We get to a range of 0, we explode, so there is that. The hard points are set on the planet, though, so they will not reach us. Yeah, we got enough troops, Raider. We have 3 remaining. It was all carefully planned. That way that we can actually conquer everything and do things properly. It's a distance of 36, 35, 34, 33. Yeah, we'll get there. We will get there eventually. Although we don't want to get there too quickly. After all, we do want to protect ourselves. And 9.5 points of energy in the forward shield is not quite what I'm looking for when it comes to protect yourself. Alright, a little bit of damage coming in. We got to get closer, though. Because it's a range of 19 where we only deal 5 damage per shot. So we're dealing 5 damage per shot. The fall off is pretty extreme. Damage of 15, we will deal 15 damage. Damage at 10, or distance of 10, we will deal the full damage. Now we do get to double that, but that spreads across multiple shields. Right, shield power of 20 at this moment. Let's see if we can't sneak our way into range. So we will be having a shield defense of, actually give me all this, because I do need to go maximum electronic countermeasure to make sure we hit him with as much firepower as we've got. Come on, give me the 15. Oh, it's gonna get tight. It's gonna get very tight in here. 3, 2, 1. All stop. And he fired his plasma torpedoes and they bounced off his old hull, but as you can see, they're super far away, and our shots are not. So he can't actually hit us with the plasma torpedoes because of the geometry of this planet. Oh, those phaser 4s, though. Oh, they cause a lot of damage, but we apparently have just enough defensive power in order to handle this. So our shield defense is at 19. Just typing something about the ECM. Yep, we got it taken care of. Mostly. So we do have this planet handled, though. If he can't penetrate our defenses and we can bombard him, then we're good. Because eventually the shields to the back over here, they will eventually fall. He can't stop that because the AI is not protecting the entire planet right now. The AI is only reinforcing this particular shield. And because enveloping plasma torpedoes hit all shields, we get to basically cheat on the AI a little bit. Although he's coming very close to being able to knock out my shields. So if we had to get any closer, this would not work. Plasma. I wonder what the command cruiser will be able to do. See, the rest of his shields have gone except for this one. Because he was reinforcing this one. We actually have it way back there. He's making a speed of 0.3. So maybe he will be eventually done. The other advantage of that is now that we will deal basically times 2 divided by... Yeah, it is still divided by 6. But then multiplied by 5. Which is pretty nice. Which will still be more damage than if we were just firing in normal mode. Although it would probably take us a lot longer to actually penetrate. So 53 damage. Yeah, our maximum is 60. So, and the fact that we're doing that from a range of 15 where we're supposed to be dealing only 15 damage and we're hitting a shield. Yeah, we deal quite a bit of damage when we set ourselves to sandpaper mode. How much in terms of Marines do they have left? They have 30 Marines. We have a lot of armor and structures and other things to burn down still. Oh, this is going to take quite some time, unfortunately. Also, one of the things that we will be able to start noticing is we will start doing more damage than they can regenerate. And that'll be an important advantage to us, because their shield regeneration will slow the more damage that we deal to them. But as of right now, we are still hitting mostly the armor and occasionally a couple of Marines, not hitting their power systems so much. Once we finally burn through that armor, we'll be in a really nice spot, but it's going to take a little while. I could try and launch the Suicide Shuttle, but it would get picked off by one of the 16 Phaser 3s, so unfortunately that would not work, no matter how much I would like it to. It's spread out a little bit, but that's done 53? Yeah, 53. So we're being pretty consistent. 53, 54-ish damage is about what we're looking at. We are also knocking down 2 to 3 Marines per salvo. So we are starting to get some work done. But this is the pain of having to siege early on, especially with plasma dreadnoughts early on. You have 3 turns in between salvos. If we were playing this on standard speed 7, it would take 30 seconds per turn. So we would be waiting 90 seconds in between salvos, which is a lot. And considering the number of salvos that we're going to need to fire in order to actually break this planet down, it's going to take time. Speaking of time, how long am I going to... Okay, the board is completely clear. I was a little bit concerned because I saw that a few of these were shaded and a few weren't. But it's one of the graphical glitches that shows up, especially when it comes to progression levels. So we just keep the plasma on, and eventually we'll break through. Yeah, there's a reason that planetary assaults can be interesting, but they are much more interesting if you're playing a race, say, the Marak, who can basically knock out a planet in 2 salvos. And during those 2 salvos, they've started from a distance of 72 away and got to the planet. Makes planetary assaults so much simpler. The Marak, though, are kind of playing this game on easy mode. Against the AI, at any rate. Against a human player, I imagine the Marak do not do nearly as well, because humans have so many more options with actually dealing with incoming damage that the Marak, they really start to fall short. Starting to get up to 65 damage. It looks like we've taken a pretty decent chunk of their stuff. Most of the plasma torpedoes are down. Almost all of their Phaser 3 defenses are down. They still have 1 battery still left going on. And we've knocked out a good chunk of their Phaser 4s, almost half of them. Although they are attempting to repair them. So once we get those under control, we'll be able to pull in closer to the planet, beam over our Marines, and take it completely over. So they've only got 15 more Marines to deal with. Now, there is a limit. You can't knock every single Marine off of a planet or a ship. You can only get them down to 2. But we're starting to make our way down there. Doing 68 damage now with our salvo, so we're doing a little bit more damage at a time. And I think we're going to start closing a little bit closer. That'll allow us to deal even more damage out of our salvos. We are, however, going to have to keep a little bit of an eye on this to make sure that our defenses don't drop too low. That looked like it did nothing at all. So that's very nice. Also, they will start hitting other sides of the shields as we get closer, just based on the geometry of the planet and the defenses. More plasma. All right, let's see what we can break. Oh, we're doing lovely. That took a big chunk off the hull integrity. That hull integrity really is just a value of all the ship systems added up on a what's called a battle point value. So the fact that he lost that probably meant that he lost some fairly big cannons. Oh yeah, all of his plasma acid torpedoes are down. His Phaser 4s are for the most part offline. We can just sort of creep on into a range of 10 and no one will be the wiser, and no one will be able to stop us either. Alright, plasmas are ready to go again, so now we're dealing basically maximum damage that we can. Weakened him quite severely, gone from 69 to 93 just by getting a little bit closer. And if we can pull within, phaser range for us, we can actually start getting our normal phasers involved. We have a fairly decent forward salvo that we can dish out to the enemy. Okay, he's starting to deal a pretty decent amount of damage per shot, but I anticipate we should be able to knock down his phaser defenses completely in 1 more salvo, although he is repairing them as fast as he can. Get another G-type plasma torpedo barrage on target. There we go. And you know what? All weapons. From this point, we engage. So 104 plus the 28. We've punched through all of his shields. We're going to get within a range for our Phaser 3s to get involved. Although he is attempting to repair one of his Phaser 4s still, so he's not completely out of the fight. But he will be shortly. So Phaser 3s can start engaging at a range of 2.99. And once we hit that, then we're dealing all the damage we could ever want. And there we are. All stop. So we have things mostly under control. Shields are down. Send in the Marines. 2 versus his 1. We will continue to provide orbital support so that our Marines may win the ground war. And once that happens, well, if worse comes to worse, we can actually go back to the D&E and grab a couple of Marines to continue the invasion. We had to do that once. It was rather ridiculous. And once we take out this last Marine, our Marines will just move in. Yep, they're just going to move in now, secure the rest of the planet. And that will be a successful, if long, planetary assault. Just for sort of a victory plasma torpedo barrage. Alright, start to turn the ship. Their defenses will not be able to stop us now. Well, I suppose they could, actually. If they fix that Phaser 4 and it shoots, it could knife through one of our back shields pretty well. From this range, it can deal like almost 20 damage. Phaser 4s are amazing. Super limited, but amazing. Because you can't put them on a mobile platform unless you've got super special rules going to, like you're a monster or the Intergalactic Dreadnought. 615 plus 75, not bad at all. That will give us the cash that we need for our command cruiser, so let's stop on by for the supply. Or actually the shipyard. Hi, I'm looking for a full-on command cruiser. It is somewhat expensive, but also very powerful. So if you can provide CAY, is that it? That's a Star Cruiser. I want the flagship. So if it isn't a CCY, I'm not interested. Please have a CCY. I don't want to have to just waste time until another CCY comes in. There it is. Ooh, wow, that was close. Buy that, please. Thank you. The Heavy Battle Cruiser Benevolence. And thank you very much, Prosecutor. You are gone. Yes, it was 3,000 plus, and we have it now. So we had just enough in order to pull that one off. Actually, can I take a look at the CCY? I didn't actually do a great job of actually looking at it. I can get to it from COP. But the CCY is equipped with 2 Plasma S torpedoes, so we've stepped up to the proper firepower. These 2 Plasma torpedoes alone have the same amount of firepower as our other cruiser did with its 3. And then we throw on a pair of PPDs. And we have the same Phaser 8, the Phaser 1 armament, and the Phaser 3s. So that's a nice little upgrade. Changing 2 ships in one. Oh, come on. It's the early era, although we are in a ship that I want to stay in for a while now, because I'm a huge fan of PPDs. I think they are amazing and awesomely fun weapon systems to use. So if we can be in this, this might be the ship that we take all the way to the other side of the galaxy to invade the Lyrans. Although maybe not. Only 32 Marines. It does put us a little bit limited. Alright, locked down with that. Let's go say hi to the planet we were just assaulting. Was it that one? Yes, it was. We're just going to say hi. Planetary Assault will take the mission, just to sort of demonstrate our brand new amazing flagship. The other fun, at least tactical stations are in place. The other fun thing about this ship is we have longer range on our plasma torpedoes, so we're even more effective. We're squaring off against a DNE, so a same ship we were fighting last time, but this time we brought more firepower. Let's get ourselves up to our maximum speed, and then we'll figure out what our maximum enveloping speed is. A little bit slower, we're only doing a speed of 14. Let's make sure everything's set up. Phasers, PPDs, Plasma 1, Plasma 2. So this is a ship I've commanded before, because it's got my custom groups for it. And the PPDs make a rather satisfying thud. Yes, they do. Their favorite weapon system. So much fun. Alright, let's go set up our electronic countermeasure and our defenses on the rest of the boat. By the way, what kind of planet are you? You're a PLPH, so it is actually going to be defended and armed and prepared to defend itself with all the firepower at its disposal. We're going to go 4 and 2, just to sort of mess with them. I think he will attempt to counter us. We have 6 points of power in the rest of the ship. So the only problem with the PPD is that fighting a plasma-armed race with a PPD can be a little bit dicey, because you've got to fire the PPD from within a range that you're capable of shooting him, but from beyond a range that he can respond, so you can turn away and run. So the PPD's effective range is going to be... no fusion, no, that's fusion cannons, that's disruptors, that's hellbores, photon torpedoes, plasmas. Where is the PPD on this pamphlet? Somewhere in here. Oh, right there in front of me. Plasmatic pulsar device, and we will need a range of... Really, 15 is kind of ideal. It does 72% accuracy for 5 damage at that point. Beyond that, we could also try it. That would sort of keep us a little bit more safe. 58% 4 damage. I really kind of want to close a little bit closer than that, though. Actually, what I could do... Oh, that's my plan. Okay. Plasma... Pseudo... Turn. And power up. So... I was kind of hoping you wouldn't do that. Gotta be completely honest. Did kind of hope that you would stop. That's 3 of your 4. Can I get away in time? Not for most of that. I'll let it defend me. Okay, we're down to reds. I'll keep turning. I should probably reverse that turn to get my head a little bit. That's what I was a little bit afraid of. Okay, so we are within PPD range. We just need to wait for him to get to a speed of 4. PPD's up. Okay, 1 miss, but the rest are going to manage to impact home on this one. Okay, and that will take care of this. Oh, we actually did take a pretty considerable amount of it. Hi! I didn't envelop those torpedoes, but that was because I was being cool about it. So this did not quite go off quite how I had anticipated. But we will pull away in relatively good order. By good order, I mean apparently we have no bloody armor. Fix that, fix that, fix that, and that. Okay, so we got a little bit cocky. Not gonna lie. We actually tried to do a little bit more than we were otherwise capable of doing, but we should be able to be fine. Can the battery be used to start the battle of charged weapons and run at full power to avoid plasma launches? Wait, what? Sorry, I can't quite focus on that at the moment. I just want to make sure that I get my ship mostly ready to re-engage on this gosh darn skirmish. Pull outside of the range of 100 for him. Lovely. Can the battery be used at the start of a battle to charge weapons and run at full power to avoid plasma launches? We could. We only have like 4 points of power in the battery at the moment, so not really, but you could. That kind of thing. Alright, so port side plasma torpedo. We are within range, and you are kind of coming towards me, and I do have a serious range advantage that I should probably take advantage of. So, actually, what is my range advantage? Alright, I am well outside your range. I just got to turn a little bit away from you and you won't be able to touch me. So that's perfectly fine. He still has one more plasma torpedo though, because it is behind his back, or on the other side of the ship. Plasma S torpedo will be ready shortly. That's actually going to tap my power pretty severely. And you should burn out, you should be burned out. Yeah, doing quite quickly, but yeah, not enough. Alright, get ready with the 1 PPD, I suppose. So we have gone down to Star Cruiser levels of equipment now, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay, opening fire with the PPD. We're just here to weaken his shields at this point. I'm not really looking to go for a full knockdown, drag-out brawl. And I'm not quite within a good range to use my plasma torpedoes. Starboard side plasma torpedoes and ready to go anyway. Alright, get in behind him. We're both doing a speed of almost 20. So that makes a chasing shot a little bit of a bad idea to attempt to try. Although I would like to get in here and launch this plasma torpedo. We are almost at a range where I think we could probably pull it off. Sit down a little bit more. Other one. That one. There we go. Hey, I've got you, and... Oh, so close. Had I been just a little bit closer, I would have been able to actually pull off that maneuver. Oh, you didn't have it ready. Huh. That's interesting. Did somebody attempt to tractor beam me? And he gets through my aft shields. Don't harm my PPDs, please. Stop that. You're not allowed to do that. That's against the rules.
High energy turn.
Can I do this? Oh, good. I was a bit concerned in a moment. But no, we've got this little turn here. Hi, the PPD affects multiple locations. So it's hitting the center, and then it's hitting both sides here. So we are getting shots on through the back of the ship. He doesn't have a plasma torpedo ready to go just yet, but he will shortly. We're about to have our phasers ready to go. We could probably knock through that shield pretty decently. And get the range of 5, please. That it is. Another 13 damage on that. He managed to cut through our forward shield. I'm noticing that ISC ships tend not to be very well armored, because they take damage on their weapon systems very quickly. Okay, we gotta get away. I think, maybe not. How big is your arc to fire that plasma torpedo? Whatever it is, I'm probably not going to be able to turn within the arc before you get the other side of the ship around, unless you do that. So I need a little bit more phaser firepower. Pulling away. Hey, Marines. Hi. I'd like this to go away. And that to go away. Thank you. Can I actually get it done? No, it does not look... And they knocked out the PPD that was almost ready. That is irritating. Do you have a plasma torpedo ready to go, so I may as well check it. The speed hasn't gone down any, but the distance is quite tight. Are you going to put up your aft shield to actually defend against that? I'm all in favor of that, by the way. Yes, it's gone. And this plasma torpedo as well. And the phasers are not quite ready, but they will be shortly. And if I can just keep behind you, I'll be happy. Come on, deal some damage to some critical systems. Knock out those aft... Okay, that's one of them. And we're sort of starting to exchange blows at longer range. Although he does keep zigzagging back and forth, and that is getting rather irritating. Repair. Fix the PPD. That takes forever, but it's... If I can get it online, I can get some interesting stuff done with it. Especially now that we've managed to weaken most of his ship systems. Unfortunately, his phaser arcs are just big enough. That's real. That is real 1000%. I don't dare attempt to use a Wild Weasel on this one. Because if we did, we would be in a lot of pain in very short order. Hopefully I can drag this out enough to get all of my defensive phasers. Not quite. Alright, what do we got left? So we're back out in front of them, which is unfortunate.
Warp core stabilizing.
So if we are going to be in front of him, we may as well attempt to use that to our advantage. Slow down a little bit. He's doing only a speed of 13, so I can sort of mess around with this somewhat. So we'll just work the distance. Utilize all options. And one of which will be to basically control his speed. So he's used one of Plasma Torpedo. He has 3 more, so we can't get close to him. We have to give him a little bit of space. It is the weakest Plasma Torpedo, but it's still a Plasma Torpedo. This will also give us a chance to sort of recover our shields a little bit and go back in for another attack. We are going to play the long range game at this point, so we're not going to bother getting any closer than this in order to get our PPDs off. We're just going to dump them as soon as we can bear, so we can peel away his shields on all the ship. We're going to get 4 good hits. Nice, and we'll pull away. So the way that the PPD works, in case you're not quite familiar with the weapon system, is it fires a targeting beam out towards whatever we're looking at, and if we can lock it up, it'll start firing the plasmatic pulsars, I suppose, and they will follow down that targeting beam. And as long as it hits once, every single remaining shot will hit as well. But it has to roll in order to hit, so there is a chance that it can miss the first shot. So it'll attempt to seek out with the targeting beam, and if it doesn't seek out in time, the first shot misses and does not fire, and you end up wasting it. So it will do that 4 times on the normal mode, and if you miss all 4 times, then bad things, because you didn't actually manage to hit them. However, if you do hit the first one, the next 3 are guaranteed to hit, which is a nice little trade-off. The only thing that can stop that is if they manage to somehow gain a defense shift against you, and which you can use by throwing power into your electronic countermeasure system. And if that happens, then it attempts to reacquire again. It's entirely possible that it hits every single time, despite the fact that you gain a defense shift. Alright, so we are within range of this. Lob it out his way. I anticipate he's going to attempt to stop. That would, of course, make sense. But maybe he won't. Maybe he will just take it, and I'll be a happy camper. Oh, he took it, and I'm a happy camper. It only did 2 damage to him, partially because he's currently sitting on a fairly decent attack shift at the moment, and also because he had a fairly decent shield there, but the point is we're whittling away the shields. So he's not going to have them forever, and we're making that time pass closer and closer. Get ready with our port side plasma torpedo, because we are still within range in order to use it, from a range of 15, and he's closing in on us, which means that distance is actually shorter, based on the amount of distance that it has to travel in order to actually make it to him, which means it's more powerful. Okay, another good hit. No damage on that one. Do I want to commit to this? I don't. So I will pull away. We'll gain some distance and we'll come back in on him. So we're going to play this intelligently. Instead of just being crazy about just diving in on top of him, we're going to roll in and out on this guy so we can actually use our range advantage, of which we have a significant range advantage. Okay, so we're going to come back on in. Slow down a little bit to make sure that our plasma torpedoes are charging without too much trouble. We'll get the PPDs, we'll launch a couple of shots, and we'll zip on by. The PPDs are in range. First shot's both missed, second shot... Alright, so we got 3 shots missed out of 8, so that's 5 hits. And he's lost basically his full forward shield. The PPD also will hit multiple shield locations. It will hit the side of the shield that you're looking at, plus either side on it. If you hit a corner, it'll hit the 2 corners. And that's his full plasma barrage, right? I think so. I think there's 2 in there. Yep, there's 2 in there. Just drag it out, because now I have a plasma advantage by having 1 plasma torpedo. So now we can turn right on in them. The PPDs are recharging, but I don't think they're going to be ready in time, as those fizzle out. He's only doing a speed of 10. Now, his phaser complement is still pretty severe, and he doesn't have a shuttle bay anymore. Oh, that's useful to know. So, distance of 10, it's, we got to get to about 5. Don't want to deal the full damage. I will try and hide behind my one side, although I do need to show enough of the front of the ship in order to get this plasma torpedo out. Oh, shouldn't have had the Marines go. So, Marines, you're done. Okay, we are going to go for a capture, I think. We'll get ourselves a decent amount of cash to go on top of this. He's got 20 of them on board. So, at this point, we're going to go weapon systems. Actually, no, I'm about to have my PPDs ready. I don't want to do that. I want to fire the PPDs into them because they will deal a tremendous amount of damage. Now, I do have a minimum range to have to worry about on our PPDs, a range of 4. So, we are within that at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate. Get our phasers involved. Oh, it wasn't real. I was worried for a second there. Yeah, we got him burning wrecked status. We've knocked out pretty much every single system on board, so now we can switch over to stealing the boat. Hi, I'm here to capture your stuff. So we're just going to sit around here, hovering basically on top of him, using our phasers whenever they're on target to whittle down his marine complement, because this time we're at basically a full marine complement. Not quite, but we're close. Repairs, get the transporters fully repaired on that one. Just continually bombard him so that he cannot actually hold off. Yep, another Gorn DN. We're going to steal this one as well, just like the last one. It's caused us way more pain than I otherwise would like to admit. So once we settle ourselves nice... I would like to just sort of settle on him. Kind of no reason not to. It's not like he has enough power to do anything. He's down to 8. Come on. Just take out 6 more Marines and I'll be a happy camper at this point. This would be our second in this war. Yup. We're doing a fairly decent job of stealing their big ships. We've also blown up a couple of their DNs. So tempted just to lob a plasma torpedo into him, but I know that'll kill him before we actually finish all these off. Phase of 3s, and there we go. Side of the Marines. Okay, onto the planet. Let's go deal with this PLPH. Plasma torpedoes to enveloping mode, so we can actually take this planet out with a little bit more ease. And that's all of our speed right there. Is OP Plus still available now? It should be. I love to play this SOP designs. Yeah, if you go to the link down below in the description, there should be a link to the Hot and Spicy forums, which does have a link both to the fan patch, which you'll need, as well as Orion Pirates Plus. And you put on the fan patch, and then you put Orion Pirates Plus over it, and you rock and roll and have fun. The Federation was the faction that got the most amount of love when it comes to new ship designs. The Klingons after that, and then... who would be after that? Probably, yeah, the Romulans for sure. So the Federation, Klingon, Romulans got the most love, clearly. The Gorn also got all of their ships, but all the Gorn ships look alike, so there's that going against them. There was no love given to the ISC faction, so if you want to include special ISC ships, you're going to have to find them on your own. There actually is an ISC faction pack that I have that I haven't taken the time to actually, put into the game, which I really do need to spend time doing. The Marak got no love. The Hydrons got some love, and the Lyrans got a little bit of love as well. But it's definitely a Federation pack. Am I not in range for my... Do I need to get slightly closer? Ouch. Okay, we need to set our defenses to not bothering with that ever again. Fire this, and then fire this. Oh yeah, because our weapon systems are still offline. Duh. Let's see, set all of these, not you, just the heavies, so I can deal monstrous amounts of damage. Alright, there we go, we're set up. There's a multiplayer campaign server online as well, it's pretty neat, especially playing co-op. So, can I play that with Orion Pirates Plus and the special ship designs that I've got, Brandon? Because I was under the impression that you had to play it without it. Because I'm a big sucker for my gigantic ship list in all of my special ships at this point. I mean, that was one of the main reasons why I actually started playing Orion Pirates Plus, was because of the cool Federation ships. Ugh, whittling him down is going to take quite some time. And we got more. Luckily for us, the hard points are still well placed away, so they don't really do all that much damage when they actually hit. Oh, that forward shield is barely holding on. Oh! Well, there we go, starting to pry down his shields. So we are through in a couple of locations at this point. And the enveloping plasma torpedo should help knock out the rest of them shortly. 1, 2. RCCY. If I had played this battle a little bit more cleverly, I probably wouldn't have taken nearly as much damage as I had. But we were cocky, and we paid the price for it. But you know what? We're going to take the planet and the Dreadnought out of this. For the moment, the ship list has been cut down. It's in the process of being balanced. Yeah, see, that's the thing that holds me off from it. Like, I checked out a couple of the discussions that were happening, but I like the gigantic ship list. Ah! Give me my OP ships. Alright, we're just gonna work this out. In fact, part of my intentions in somewhat of the near future is actually include the second generation of X ships. So, I'm moving in the opposite direction of you. I'd be up for some multiplayer when I found my copy of OP. Perhaps we would arrange something with Discord or someone. Yeah, we could probably set up like a small mini server just for OP+. That way we don't get in anybody's way. But I'm not sure on that. I'd have to look more into that. So let's knock them down. 40 damage at this point. Probe, tell me how he's doing. Oh, basically he doesn't care. He hasn't taken any real damage at this point. So we're just trying to whittle him down bit by bit, and he just does not care. We're going to have to alter this slightly so we're actually protecting ourselves. And we'll just keep up the fire. And once this planet is ours, I think we still have like 3 more missions that we got to accomplish here before we can actually steal it. But we are definitely working on it. More plasma. Stop defending yourself effectively. Oh yeah, duh. That's why that's happening. They're being jerks about it. Yeah, they didn't want to do that. Whoops. Because now most of my shield is not there while we prepare for, you know, all kinds of death and destruction. Yeah, Dynaverse still sells copies of it. And apparently they work. Someone said that they bought it from Dynaverse and everything was working properly for them. So you can get it from there. And then the Hot and Spicy forums is where you'll get the fan patch to fix everything. And also bring in things like the improved UI down here and things like these planets. Because the original Orion Pirates planets, not exactly things of beauty, but the improved background textures and the new planets alone are one of the things that just updating this game just to work in modern resolutions really does kind of make it feel like, hey, this game is not that old. Especially if you have, you know, more modern models. A couple of the older models are really terrible, but with improved models, you kind of can't tell that the game is as old as it is. Police ships! Oh, that was fun. No, the weapons are at full power. Otherwise, the heavy weapons wouldn't be able to fire at all. It's just that it takes time. Lots and lots of time. Although, at least we get to fire the PPD a little bit more often. Apparently, they're almost crippled, so after we get this next plasma torpedo volley in, we'll see just how weakened they have become. Oh yeah, that's pretty weak. Okay, let's get on their way. In fact, we'll probably set up all of our weapon systems up to overload. And we'll be able to use the PPD in overload mode, which, you know, not something you get to do all that often. Okay, how many Marines you got left? 14? Yeah. We'll set the PPDs to overload. So get all of our weapon systems operating at maximum efficiency. You, and you, and you, and you. Plasma torpedoes keep blasting away. Gotta get within a range of 8 in order to use our PPDs in overload mode. But that shouldn't be too much of a trouble. There we go, PPD. Now the fun thing about PPDs, when they overload, they don't actually become more powerful, they just shoot more of them. Which is more than a little amusing. The problem is they still have the minimum range problem of 4, and they get a maximum range of 8. So the opportunities to use overloaded PPDs tend to be somewhat far between. So we're getting ourselves right up there. All up and select. And now we just burn it down to 0. Send to the Marines, and we got this handled. Depends on the BB, but the BB probably wins that. There was a few people that wanted OP plus shipless Falconer would likely host a server for it. Yeah. There's only a couple of us. I know that we are not the majority. I also know that the Hot and Spicy forums guys, they're doing a lot of work. I know one of the things they intend to do is they're improving the models on their own. So if you actually kind of want to follow that work, go check out the Hot and Spicy forums sort of in that area that's been linked. And there's a couple of pictures of things like carriers and stuff. So they intend to actually make it really good. So 615 plus another 75. The planet requires another 20. All right, let's pop back here. Get ourselves a little bit repaired. Patch that up. Patch that. Oh, get more spare parts and Marines. Oh, spending so much. At least we didn't spend any shuttles. All right, that's actually going to do it for the stream. We had a good time. We played for about 2 hours. Enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with all of you here. Nice to see you, Brandon. Nice to see you, Jagreen. Not quite familiar with you. I know, although I do know Brandon. Brandon has been around several times. But yeah, if you want to check out this mod specifically, this is Orion Pirates Plus. It is part of Starfleet Command Orion Pirates, which you can buy at Dynaverse, and you can get the fan patch to improve it so it has the modern resolutions for you. From the Hot and Spicy forums. That'll also include things like improved backgrounds and improved UI, as well as improved planets. The Orion Pirate Plus mod that I play specifically has improved models and a few tweaked game mechanics, specifically around things like phaser 3s and a couple of other modifications to make it a little bit more useful in the fight. But yeah, happy to have you all around. Glad you guys could join me for this time. I've been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see a notification every time I post these videos. Press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.